So I think I can do this. So before move on to the video, the first part, the explanation part, I want to listen that part with you guys. Then we will go into the video. We will check all the pages one by one, why they evaluated. Is it really hard to get? You mean tier 10? If you're asking about tier 10, the mythical horse, it's not that much hard. It was very hard, but in these days, it is not that much hard. They added fail stack system and all other things. By the way, your tier list video is a way too good, a very great word, and I very appreciate it. Thank you, Ghost. Before we move on to the video, let's listen the explanation part. Okay. Please just pay attention what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say. I can't hear it. Wait a minute. My CPU temperature okay? Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I hope everything's okay in your life. In this video, I will be sharing the 2024 PvE class tier list with you. You're in luck for listening to the explanation part, as you will get better understanding of how this tier list was prepared and the. For example, in this, the second sentence that I'm just trying to draw attention of people. Hey, you're lucky person because you're gonna listen to the explanation part. I'm trying to just force people to just fucking listen this explanation part. You're lucky, man. You're gonna listen it because you're gonna understand it, how it prepared. Criteria for the rankings. Let's dive into the details without. We've been writing about Nova's problem for more than 102 years. We haven't been noticed until now. As they say, the Forgotten Princess of Calpheon justifies itself by its name. So you're saying that everything is related, just being is like lower basis, Forgotten Princess. That's why they pretend like she's the forgotten one. In the okay. So it's your fault, guys. How you cannot know the. Never mind. Let's go. Without further ado, as you know, there was a major PvE update at the end of the 2023 that completely shook up the game's balance. The developers' goal was to bring every class up to the level of Wusa's succession. However, I must say that they largely failed to achieve this. Their biggest mistake was that they didn't focus on the chronic issues of the classes first and opting for damage increases later, rather than initially providing substantial damage boosts to all classes and hoping to success by making minor quality of life changes to some. We are facing a new PvE meta, and believe me, the current situation is quite different, a little bit worse from before. The tier list was created through extensive consultation with the experienced class. I wanna share my own thoughts about this subject. It's because, for example, what they did, why they did this thing, that because they wanted to make all classes like Woosa level, isn't it? And they said that we won't buff Guardian, for example. They said it, isn't it? Sack Guardian, Awakening Witch. They also said Sack Nova will not get buffed, but no one understands why they did it. They actually didn't buff Sack Nova, but they buffed Sack Guardian and Awakening Witch. They gave words because I was just being like hopeful when I hear that. Hey, they actually know. They actually know the situation. It's like Guardian is pretty good, like Woosa level almost, like Awakening Witch is like Woosa level. They won't buff the class. Yeah, that's nice. It was a hype situation for me. They are aware. And after that, what they did, they buffed Awakening Witch and they buffed Sack Guardian. What they did wrong, they purely gave tons of damage to the classes overall around same rate. They gave to the old classes like 20 to 30% damage increase. This is the wrong part. This was the wrong part. And if they will keep do the same thing in every year, every reworks or something, this will be the wrong one. No one wants from PA, if you ask an experienced and veteran players like or casual players, they will say this: we do not want from you that like throw thousands of damage for no reason, nonsense damage. People want from you just directly come for Drakania, for Ranger, for Nova, for Guardian. Take all classes one by one instead of calculating damage. Ask the classmasters. Ask your experienced players. Let them share their thoughts about the class. And first, define if there's some kind of chronic problem or not. And decide, should I fix it? Is this need to be fixed? And if there is no chronic problem, if everything seems okay, every class has tiny points that needs to be fixed. Every class. We all know that. Even the best class in the game right now, Awakening Nova or Suckwitch, they have chronic problems, and you can improve it. You can adjust it to a little bit upper level, but not damage. Not damage. First, find problems, then, if needed, put damage. This is rework. This is rework that people waiting from PA. If there is any GM or CM watching this, please, when you just creating a report or something, typing something to PA, this is what people want from you. Hope you understand. No one wants nonsense, unlogical, illogical, like stupid high damage on any class. Every class has their own good things. I mean, advantages, disadvantages, or something. But some classes, they do not have disadvantage. Their only disadvantage, for example, having high APM. Really? And the class has everything, for example. The fixing the problem from the initial part, from the beginning part, no. Just nonsense damage load, a damage load, and damage load. Yeah. Classmasters who have dedicated years to the game and their respective classes. I reached out of over 110 classmasters. Hi, thank you so much for 21st month. Welcome. Thank you for your prime. On my Nova Awakening, stamina bar is broken. I can't get it below 95% in PvE. Okay, it can be. We all do not want to see like very high, very hard PvE in every class. Every class should be able to like get around same trash loot with a casual grind. Bro, I'm playing Awakening Striker and Mystic tagged. Okay. I asked them to evaluate their classes' performance. So on the other hand, on this classmaster part, I saw that it wasn't 110. I checked and I saw that it was 132. I count all of them one by one. 132 classmasters. I asked them. So almost 100 of them just gave me feedback. I'm really appreciate it. I wouldn't be able to create this tier list that much accurate without their opinions. I'm seeing that some people just trying to humiliate some classmasters. I'm just pitying them. Now, for example, I was in Ninja Discord and I just left Discord because of some. I'm sorry, but they're like one of the most ignorant people in the Discord. Not all of them, but they have no idea how this prepared. They have no idea how many Ninja Classmasters. I've sent 7 Ninja Classmasters, and only 2 of them gave me feedback. 5 of them, they didn't. So what can I do about that? People just trying to, hey, Shunko is playing on server Mina. He's trying to promote his friend. I don't even know Shunko. I'm just saying hi, how are you? For example. Thanks God that Elmermore helped me, the PvE god for Succession. I asked Blockjump, I asked Yellow, I asked a few other ninjas that you do not know, but I know them. They didn't give me feedback. What can I do about that shit? So people should stop crying about what they see They should start at that point. How this prepared? What's happened? What's going on? Okay. I mean, the people that gave tons of evaluation feedbacks and the creator of this video, this content, we didn't born yesterday. What is with choice on Zerg? What I didn't understand, Gorax. Out of managed to get 18.7k Scholar Tonwood Lantern. Oh my dude, Chilliers, we can make it like if you're that 18.7 with hard capture. So it's a little bit copium situation that we gave 7 out of 10. Let me reduce it 6 out of 10. I asked the choice, and choice said, "Hey, I do not enough experience. I do not have enough experience to evaluate Berserker after reworks," and he denied he share his opinions about Berserker. Rapo is not a hard cap or hardcore player. Rapo is casual player. Asking Rapo will not give you the directly exact numbers. Did you guys ever see that mi amigo Rapo is just pushing the maximum threshold? No. He's just chilling. He's playing this game for fun, enjoying, creating content. Asking Rapo at that point would be misleading. Do you understand? I was so surprised people didn't downplay their ratings when you released the tier list. Performance through a Google survey, which resulted in easily trackable and understandable average datas. Based on these datas, I created a page for each class, and you can see an example page on the screen right now. On the left side of screen, evaluations are divided into 3 stages: early, mid, and endgame. In the previous tier list, there lots of people say how bad their own classes were, but lots of the self ratings were pretty high. I mean, Colossi, for example, Colossi is the Awakening Woosa classmaster. You know that how much long that we discuss about the Woosa. We talked about it, isn't it? We're talking here, we're talking Discord. Imagine that I'm doing that thing with every classmaster. And with every class, almost every class with a classmaster, 2 or 3 classmaster, it depends the class. We talked and we discussed what is going on, what happened, what is going to happen, what you're expecting, what you're thinking. For example, Colossi is one of the classmaster. When I just finished these pages, all of them, I was just sending them to the classmasters again. Hey, this is the final evaluation. That, for example, not the verse and Lua. Both of you gave these numbers, and the average rates is this. What do you think? Is this okay? Should I publish it? And they're just saying, okay, yes, you can publish. It seems good. Or, for example, in here, they're reading their evaluation again. Their evaluation, like they're typing some explanation. They're reading their explanation, and they're just adding even more. Hey, I want to update this part. I want to fix that part. I think that I'm a little bit biased about it. And they're just trying to be objective. And I'm very, appreciated all the classmasters. There's an insane work in this tier list. Not me. Classmasters also, they were updating their thoughts, they're updating their points. Hey, I saw this video, I talked with my friend, I talked with the Discord, all other things. May you please increase that thing? For example, in Tamer, it was like Succession mid game was 8.10, and for example, and Kana and Sneaky, they talked with each other, and they've pushed me to make it like 10, 9 out of 10, 8.5, 9 out of 10. And then I asked, why? Is Tamer mid-game deathmatch good in Succession? They said that, yes, it is. And I asked why? Why do you decide to increase that number? They said that there is an infinite pool skin. And I said, what? Really? In Succession Tamer, we have like a Succession, like infinite pool skill? Really? I was shocked because I didn't know that. None of the Tamer said that to me. If you have, for example, infinite pull skill with a big AoE, you're just directly pushing your character like S tier in mid game. Because in the mid game spots like Star's End, Sakraya, like Bloody Monastery, all the mid games, the main Ushi pull them and aggro them. If you have infinite pull skill, you're done. That's the thing. I've heard that Guardian Expert didn't give 9.5 but 9 for endgame. In my opinion, 9 fits also better. So if you think that the expert didn't give 9.5, but he approved this thing, he approved it. I sent him the page and he approved it. Never mind. There was also a performance category for Black Shrine bosses, but due to the latest patches, all classes can now easily defeat Black Shrine bosses, so I have temporarily removed that category. On the other side of the screen, you will find general assessments from the classmasters about the classes that they play. I realize that some pages have lots of information and details, but remember that the experience of these classmasters have gathered over years and presented to us in summary form is an invaluable resource. I recommend reading about the classes that interest you one by one. If you take time to read. Look at this chat. Look at this part. Look at all the explanations about what they did. Look at all the experience. All these sentences, they're like, it took months over months, years over years, game experience. Just imagine how lucky you are. Just stop and imagine. Years of years, they're just playing their classes, they're playing good times, bad times, they're experiencing every single tiny point, every atomic level detail. And they're just giving the evaluation, the explanation about their classes. People don't even read these part. What is going on? They just non-stop insulting stupid brains. Read all of them, you will learn a great deal about the class's PvE performance. As for the basis of evaluation, it's important to know that there are many variables in the game and, correspondingly, many spots to consider. Therefore, I have categorized the performance of the classes into early, mid, and end game segments to make it. So in this part, people, I think, this is the most important part in this tier list. Hello, Quandia. I agree with what you said. It is practically impossible to get good players and everyone collaborate. But after all, in my opinion, you've done a great job. The thing is that people take it very seriously. And in my opinion, the tier lists are really indicative. After all, everyone can use the class they want, regardless of what they wanted on the list. Yeah. Yeah. So in this part, thank you, Jota. In this part, people didn't understand what is going on. So let me explain it again. Because even the classmasters, they didn't check what is going on here. Early game, 0-250 AP. One-shot type spots like Gas, they're like simple, isn't it? They're judging the class's early game performance. It's fucking simple, dude. If you have mobility, if you have like consistency, your class is 10 out of 10. Done. Like Berserker, like Awakening Nova, you're fast, your consistency. Your class might be easy or hard. It's situational. For mid-game spots, like from 250 to 300 AP, so Akman, Histria, Tonewood, Sakraya, like all mid-game spots that you can think. All of them. Not only Sakraya, not only Histria, not only Giants. Some classes performing good at Giants, but some classes performing good at Sakraya. For example, if you check Succession Guardian is performing is like at Giants like 9.5 when you talk with difference, but she is not performing like that much strong at Orc. It's because of the spot's general mechanic. So while all the class masters evaluating, giving rates about their classes for this level of the game, they are thinking all spots. They're not just, hey, my class is just getting like highest trash at Sakraya, let's make it 10. No. What about other server? What about other spots? Is this same? Is just, I mean, for example, endgame spots. I'm I was just shocked that people thinking that endgame only Darkseekers and Tundra Drains. No way. No fucking way. Endgame spots like let me check all of them. Let's check all endgame spots. While they're doing evaluation, they're thinking everything. Troll is endgame spot. Hexa Sanctuary is endgame spot. Ash Forest Normal and Ash Forest Dekia is endgame spot. I mean, Gryphon is endgame spot. Thornwood Dekia is endgame. Turo Dekia is endgame. Crypt is endgame. All on normal endgame. All on Dekia endgame. City of the Dead, Darkseekers, Tundra Dreams, and next week we're gonna get Histria and Akman Dekia. They're gonna be endgame. So evaluating classes only Darkseeker Street or Tundra Dreams performance, it is just being like another level of ignorant or something. What about other spots? For example, Awakening Drakania giving average result with hard capture with very high effort at Tundra Dreams, then I can say that okay, Awakening Drakania is S tier grinder. It's just another level of being ignorant. I'm sorry, but this is not how people decide how they rate their classes. They are thinking every endgame spot and how their classes perform. That's the main reason why you guys, people didn't understand Awakened Drakania 7.5 out of 10. Because when you check Gryphon, Threshold, Hardcap Drakania doing 33, 34k with Despair Star. When you check Ash Forest, Dekia, barely 12, 13,000. And extremely exhausting. There is no other way that you can grind second hour. Plus is just pushing you so hard. Do not play me. Do not play me. When you check your performances in other spots, like Turo Dekia, we tried with my friend. I'm checking that other Shai parties, they're pushing like 27,000. We barely touched like 23 or something, Shai and Drakania. Like all on Dekia, like every fucking single spot there, people thinking then evaluating. At that point, I mean, evaluating class for only Gryphon or for only Dekia, Tundra Dreams or Darkseekers or Still the Dead, this is not a true way to evaluate. That's my opinion. And I think evaluating one class for one spot, for example, another example, Awakening Guardian is 8.5 at endgame or 8 at endgame. The only reason that Awakening Guardian is 8, it's because she is the best and easiest option for Thornwood Dekia. The only point that increasing the rate, because it's fucking the strongest way, not even just average. That's the way that Awakening Guardian is S. But on the other spots, just go to the Ash Forest, just go to these spots, just get 25,000 at Tundra Drains. Just do it. I want to watch it. Just get 25,000 at Darkseeker. I want to watch it. Hardcap players, they barely do 20,000 at Darkseekers. The Guardian players. Do it, my friend. Because when you evaluate the class, the DPS of Awakening Guardian, it's shit. Because class is slow. She is good at Thornwood because her main big DPS skills, they are being enough to kill the mobs in short level of time. Just imagine that you're grinding with an Awakening Guardian. Just imagine the HP pool of the Thornwood Dekia mobs like 30-40% more than for the current situation. Do you guys think that Awakening Guardian can perform it? No. So you cannot judge Awakening Guardian like extreme. Awakening Guardian is 10 out of 10 at endgame. People just, Guardian players gonna just say, fuck you. You have no fucking clue. The only reason that Awakening Guardian is S, it's the Thornwood. Because she is giving the best result with an easy performance. If you just take Thornwood, just remove Thornwood Dekia just today or Wednesday, Awakening Guardian will just down to the 7 or maybe 6.5 or something. People thinking so deep, but easier to understand how classes perform at different stages of the game. Early game spot means 0 to 250 AP, one-shot type of spots like Gahaz. It is hard because the numbers are relative to other classes and obviously no one is expert in every class. Why would Choice rate Berserker if he literally plays only Berserker for 8 years? Wait, what? It's sad because the numbers are relative in other classes. Obviously, no one is expert in every class. Why would Choice raid Berserker if he literally... do you trying to just... are you trying to say why Choice is not this in this tier list? Gabi? Are you being sarcastic? If you are being sarcastic, then I can just give the answer. No, the choice part. People blame me. Where is choice? Wait a moment. I will just read what choice said me. Hey Quendia, I would have a hard time to doing this survey accurately. I don't have good estimation of Zerg performance compared to all 50 expects right now, and I haven't really sat down and done good research on it. This is the part of the reason I don't want to I haven't updated my own tier lists. So people asking me why Choice not in Berserker, because Choice said that I don't have enough experience and time to test Berserker right now. I would love to see Choice. Choice is a god gamer, dude. But he said I cannot. And this is a good point. He's just being honest and he's just saying that I don't want to mislead people. He's saying that. Oh, okay, you're just giving... okay. I thought you're just being sarcastic. Okay. Super plug. So in this part, people always... I mean, most of the players, they're just trying to share their thoughts. Hey, I saw that, for example. Hey, I saw that your video in Tungrad Ruins, you're doing 22k with Awakened Drakania. How can you say you're 7.5? People think like that. For example, then I'm just saying that, did you saw anyone that can reach that number? No. Did you check my gear? No. Did you check how many mini games that I got? No. But he just saw you got 22k. So? Did you ever ask me what is your average at Tungrad Ruins? With Awakened Drakania? So guys, with a normal 3, 4 or 5 mini games, my average at Tungrad Ruins is 20.5 to 21k with hard capture. Imagine that this is the only endgame spot that I can average, getting average threshold with my hard capture. The remain part of the game, it's below average with high performance. That's the reason why Awakened Drakania getting 7.5. Dude, my other Drakania friends, they said me, hey, 7.5 is too much. I said, dude, for example, Utito said 6 out of 10. I mean, I think Macedonians gave like, again, 7 out of 10 or something. I increased that just a little bit. Do you think Nova Awakening should be nerfed? Yes. Fresiancia thinks Drakania is 8 or 9 for endgame. I don't know who is Fresiancia. I'm sorry. I think Fresiancia is a Spanish streamer, isn't it? The thing guy. I followed him yesterday. Is this the guy? Oh, okay. Is he playing Drakania? Just asking. I don't know what he's playing. He plays Drakania Succession. Awakening? I'm playing both. Heavily Awakening, but I know both. Archer one was totally accurate, yeah. Thanks to the Zek skip. He's a goat. He's showing exactly the numbers, the truth. Okay, let's listen to the explanation part. Naga, Fogan, Poly, and etc. Mid-game spots means 250 to 300 AP spots, mostly Unity aggro or pull them with a decent DPS, like Starzend, Akman, Histria, Tonewood, Sakraya, Kratuga, Org, Bloody Monastery. 30k view in a day, holy shit, yeah. Thanks to all people that support that content. Giants, Rutum, Saunil, and etc. Endgame spots means mostly you need high DPS and special combos, special add-ons, special lightstones, special type of gameplay for these type of spots, like Gaifin, Darksika Street, Tungrad Ruins, Crypt, Dekia spots like Olun, Ash, Tro, Tonwood, Akman, Not gonna lie, we all been waiting for something like that. I saw few troll KR tier lists. I don't know, maybe they weren't trolling. I don't know. Do you guys know that the KR tier list is troll or not? Because it seems like troll. You're welcome, Gabby. That was, it's ridiculous that Awakening Away considered 10 out of 10 at all games PvE stages. The thing is that Swiss, it's not only PvE. We have now tons of Awakening All players, and they're hiding right after a blanket. And the thing is, Awakening Nova for the current situation is this one of the strongest character in PvP overall. So it's making the class almost perfect. Awakening Nova is for the current situation is the perfect class in the game. Everything for everything. 1v1. I mean, if you know how to fight against people, no one can match you. No one can kill you. 1vx, you have very high potential. On season nodes and big fights, it's your flank, and you are one of the best, maybe the best flank in the game right now. Of course, you cannot play Awakening Nova with a main Zerg. Your class is not designed for that. That's make the class like perfect right now. Awakening Nova is legit, not bad at anything and grinding. Yeah. Istria, Queen Hills, Hexa Sanctuary, and etc. The survey featured ratings out of 10. You are currently viewing the tiers on the screen and their corresponding points. The S plus tier corresponds to scores between 9.5 to 10, representing the most dominant and unquestionable strongest classes in the game. The S tier means with the score. People also should think about that. For example, in some points, a class getting 8 out of 10, but it doesn't show that you can make it 9 out of 10 for some spots. This is just average. So for some spots, the class is performing for endgame, for example, 6 out of 10. For some of them, 9.5 out of 10. But overall, it's making the class 8. Scores of 8, 8.5, and the 9. The S tier with scores of 8, 8.5, and 9 showcases a very powerful classes that excel in PvE and will not disappoint you. The A tier includes scores of 6, 6.5, and 7, and 7.5, indicating classes with the average to slightly above average performance. The B corresponding to scores of 5 and 5.5, denoting classes that fall below average and have significantly weaker performance. The C tier, and also in BDO, people didn't understand these tiers. They are just misunderstanding that these tiers not like all other tier lists. These tiers belong to me, and in BDO for the current situation, if you're getting 5, your class is like below average. It's because we consider that if 10 is, for example, for Darksika Street, if 25,000 trash loot is 10, so 15,000 is 5. Or 14,000 is 5. Maybe this will enlighten people. When people think that 5 out of 10 is just like mid, no, it is not mid for BDO. Because in BDO, every class has some kind of minimum average performance at any spot in the game. Even Saknova, for example. You can get, for example, at Darkseekers with Saknova, 12,000-13,000, isn't it? So 12,000-13,000 is CD tier, for example, and 25,000 is S plus tier. So deepest spot doesn't mean that like 0 thresh loot per hour. The range here is showing the average min and average max for the current situation. That's why people always say, how can you say that A tier is average? Because A is average. People who get like 19,000 thresh loot average at Darkseekers, they are A tier. It's called. But some people were complaining a lot about Woosa back while she was still worse than Awakening Nova, but nobody bats an eye to me. Because the gap between them, it wasn't that much big, Silo Pass. Awakening Nova was before, it was like better, slightly better than Woosa, but with very high effort. And everyone was accepting that. You were just saying that if a guy has a chance to play that class, experience, attention, caution, everything. If the guy has that, strong logic, strong mind, everything, okay, let him have it. Because Succession Woosa wasn't overperformed like 30-40% like behind the class. But for the current situation, Noah, Witch, Sack Ninja, and these classes, Awakening Sorcerers, for some of the spots, they're performing like 20-30% more compared to average. That's the problem right now. That's why I want Awakening Nova needs PvE nerf. I'm not sure about PvP. I didn't talk about PvP with any classmaster, so I cannot share my thoughts about it. On the other hand, Awakening Nova's PvP problem is not it not come from the class. It comes from game itself. Game cannot handle that much speed at the same time. Sack Witch needs PvE nerf, and maybe Sack Ninja just a little bit, because if you compare with the other assassin classes, Sack Ninja is just way beyond compared to other assassin classes in the game. I'm not even talking about right now what they being hard or being easy or something, because the gap between them and an average is too much big. That's the problem. Speaking about Sack Ninja PV, it is not S plus tier. On most endgame spots, it can get near Sack Witch or Woosa grinding result. Some of the spots mechanics, for example, Tungrat Ruins, aren't for Sack Ninja 2. Succession Ninja Gaifin 38.5k. Let's check his gear. 309 AP. Okay. Succession Ninja Darkseekers. Let's check his gear. I want to see my friend's gear. 23.1k yellow. Okay. 316 AP, not even hard cap. Now he's not pushing the limits. Okay. Sorry. YouTube. Elmer Mole Ninja video. Crypt of Resting Thoughts. Let's check his gear. 316 AP, not hard cap, but he's getting like the highest amount of thresh loot in the game. And look at that. I will show you guys something. He's sometimes, he's missing the mobs in most situations. Look at that. Miss. Even that misses, even without hard capture, you are getting the highest number trash at Gaifin, at Darkseeker Street, at Crypt. Do you really think that Saknija is S+, not S+? If you think like that, you can keep like that, your idea. But it doesn't change the fact that Saknija is S+. This fucking shit S+. If you're looking for more proof or something, I talked with Elmemor and he said that I will keep upload more videos about Ninja. And you can see that if Saknija S+ or not. We didn't bone yesterday, mate. We are doing our search as well. Especially for some sassy situations. Let's go. Course 4 and 4.5. The problem, they both know Awakening, even he was top grinder. Yeah, it's showing that our developers team has no idea about game, or they are doing this intentionally. 100%, I'm sorry, welcome. Represents the classes with very poor performance. The D tier includes classes scoring 3 and below, which are incredibly underperforming classes. Or you can... Looking forward to discussion of... Dude! Lua! How the DK players can that much ignorant? They do... I mean... I've seen few DK comments. Do they even have idea that you're getting like almost S+ tier performance with an Awakening DK? Why people think like that about DK? DK is fucking strong right now. I mean, you're getting insane trash loads, not the top, but for example, if 25k is top at Crypt, you're getting 24. If 24 is top for Darkseekers, you're getting 23 or something like that. Always just a little bit 5% behind of being S+. So how that class can be bad? How people think that 5 out of 10 for DK? Fuck you. Maybe they're living in parallel universe, I don't know. Say them almost... Oh, Valkyrie, my little grid. Unplayable. I assume you understand how the evaluation is conducted. If you have listened to the explanations up to this point in the video, consider yourself fortunate, as 90% of the viewers will likely skip this part and ask irrelevant questions or misunderstand in the comments. It's also crucial to grasp the following. For example, you see the ninja class on the screen with high scores for its succession. However, please pay attention to the difficulty part. You can only achieve these high scores if you play this very challenging class at full performance, which means you will start to unlock its potential after you have adapted to the difficulty level and fully understood the class. So please also be aware of difficulty part in every class. The preparation of this video took about a week. I must extend a big thank you to all classmasters. Without them, I couldn't have compiled these datas. Accessing their years of experience with just a click is a fantastic privilege, isn't it? I also kind of request that you refrain. At this point, we have to understand, I have to remind that part again. Just imagine that, Alua in here, Kolesi in here, I am here, there are like maybe other classmasters in here in my chat right now. We have to understand this right now. The players who has played their classes for a long time, play this game like for a long time, they're playing this game, isn't it? They're experiencing everything. They do not, I mean, they don't have to share their experience. And they can say that, fuck you, you can just do it for yourself. Discover. I did it for myself. I discovered Drakania for myself. No one teach me that, no one taught me. No one taught DK to Lua, for example, in Deep. Of course, he learned something from someone in general, but not in Deep. He tried that. He pushed that. Now he is getting tons of things. And imagine that these players sharing their thoughts with like a few paragraphs, explaining some with a basic, some simple explanations. This is like insane treasure. Amazingly, I mean, top level of privilege. Hopefully people understand that part, and hopefully people pay some attention at the part that, you know, or the paragraphs. Uh, I am 745 right now, and my average threshold is Darkseeker 17k, Crypt 16k. I'm not slacking at all consistently. So it's not my problem. It's skill issue, my friend. If you are with that gear, your gear is around same with the guy, almost. If you're not able to get that much threshold, it's your problem. It's at that point we are calling it skill issue. Okay? Your point is totally just away from what we just evaluate all the classes. Thank you for your understanding. So now I'm going. Refrain from the disrespecting anyone in the comments, whether it be classmasters or each other. At the end of the video, you will find 3 different summary tier lists presented in a table format. I'm playing Warrior. It's shit on a Season node compared to Meta, still getting some PvP changes, and PvE Stretch and Awakening Warrior. At least Succession is performing good. I understand you may want to play Awakening, but I don't know. PA is not doing that. I don't know how their logic is working. Before moving on to the last part, may you please stop the video right now to subscribe channel, like the video, leave a comment, and do not forget to share it on your Discord channels. I hope you guys like my contents, do not forget. Okay, let's start from Warrior. Session Warrior, it's like pretty easy, and I consider it one of the strongest melee PvE class in the game. Not strongest one, but definitely strong. And the good part is it's easy, and you can get above average threshold while you're sleeping, while just few spam skills or something. So if you learn the class in easy way, and if you just push the limits at top, these are the points, these are the rates that you can reach. And all the warrior friends, all of them, they said, nice, all the numbers are okay. Awakening, 6, 7, 7.5, and hard to play. Yeah, it's all the awakening classes. They generally hard to play or very hard to play. It takes some time because their design is just only just canceling skills, cancel, DPS, cancel, DPS, DPS, cancel, DPS. So it's making them hard to learn positioning and etc. They said it's okay. Let's read what Classmaster said. So let's check what Rodon said. If you guys wonder who is Rodon, just type Rodon Warrior on YouTube. You guys will see that Rodon's performance. He's not uploading that much video, but he's a very good PvE player. Plus, is relatively easy to start with, but it is certainly difficult to master. Succession Warrior is relatively easier to control and has a bit more reliable AoE. Awakening, in this case, deals similar damage but more in bursts, also with smaller AoE. But both specs have medium damage compared to the best classes right now. In this case, Succession has a good toolkit that allows the players to do with a bit better in PvE. So you can show it like especially at endgame stages. 7.5, 8.5, a bit better, 1 point, just 1 rate up. Let's check what Zeroden said. All comments specified for PvE. Because people sometimes think that these things related with PvP. No, this is PvE tier lists. Succession has high defense and AoE damage modifier compared to its Awakened counterpart, making it more efficient at all levels of the game. Additionally, Awakened requires much higher APM, making it a lot more work for less payoff. The Awakened class falls off very hard at endgame grind spots, and this is very noticeable in the Ulukita. You can do better in Succession with less tier than in Awakened. Extremely clear. Extremely clear explanation. No much to say. Okay, the most iconic drama part about Sorceress, because I'm sorry, but most of the Sorceress players, they still think that Sorceress is performing bad, especially the Awakening, especially the endgame spots. Because my Sorceress friends, they never left Battle Arena, or they only play the game like when there's a siege node. They still think that Sorceress is too bad for PvE, but it is not. There are tons of different videos showing that she's performing extremely good right now. Yeah. So the thing is, we have to understand. For example, my friend Sticky said that, hey, how can you call Awakening Sorceress is 9 out of 9.5? It's because JM and Aropera showing us that Awakening Sorceress DPS is extremely strong. JM and Aropera. And I asked them, are you guys sure about that? I think, I can't remember. JM gave 10, Aru gave 10, or Aru gave 9.5. I can't remember. That's the situation. They are showing us how strong the class. JM, for example, this is just an example, is getting 24.20k or something with 309 AP at Darkseekers, for example. So how can you call this class as bad? Crypt, when you check Crypt's videos or something, they are doing 23 or more. You understand? Mi amigo Aru, I asked them kindly, and I'm still asking them kindly, all the classmasters in this video, or you may not in this video, please put more content on YouTube so people can realize that their classes are performing better than they think. Most of Sorcerers, I've got like 2 or 3 different Sorcerers players, they said that, are you fucking stupid? How can you say Sork is 9.5? They still think that they're living in 2020. They still think that their Sorceress is only viable at Battle Arena grind. No way, mate. It's 9.5. But only if you know how to play the class, and class is not easy to learn or to reach that 9.5 level. Because let's read what Classmaster said. JM, understand your AoEs. Proper positioning is crucial. One single thing. Class is enough strong, and the thing is, you need to do that. Understand your AoEs. Proper positioning is crucial. Class gonna give everything if you do them. Aropero. Succession Soak struggles with mobility and damage, resulting in high effort for low reward. Awakened Sorceress offers improved mobility, but it is still not exceptional. Of course, yes, Soak is not a good, like, long run type of class. Your Soak mobility always be, it will be clunky and slow. Because if you give that much, I mean, if you give good mobility to the, Sorceress, there's no way you can create a monster. Then we have to say that if you give good mobility, early game will be just like 10, mid game 10, everything will be 10. However, it excels in both burst damage and consistent damage, making it most efficient in endgame where mobility is less crucial. Let's check Messiah's SAD. Miamiga Messiah's SAD, super fun class with plenty of cancels to master. Suitable for mid to high APM, also very aesthetically pleasing. Highly recommended for those who aiming for the class mastery and skill expression. Thank you. Let's check what Gameru said. Succession, unfortunately, in contrast to her Awakening, this recent buffs had a little impact on Succession. The class still suffers from one of the worst mobility in the game, making it quite tedious in any location that requires even a minimum amount of movement. While her burst combo is impressive, her performance drops significantly when sustained DPS is needed. Surprisingly, the class still maintains a 0% accuracy rate in the most crucial skills. She is not terrible, just average and cumbersome to use in 80% of the grind spot. For Awakening, what he said, similar to her Succession, she is quite cumbersome to use in any low mid-end content due to her movement, stamina issues, and lack of AoEs. However, she excels in high-end areas that do not require big AoE, Seekers, Tungrat Reason, etc. She is noticeably superior to Succession in these scenarios. Salim. Mi amigo Salim. Unless you are particularly found the mage and assassin aspect, it is the best to avoid. So it's saying that class, if you're not looking for like a mage assassin type of something, and if you won't like it, just avoid it. He's right. Because Sork is not a class. Hey, let's tag it, not like Guardian. Let's tag it and let's get amazing results or something. No way. So for Ranger, Ayu, Rylok, Liuti, and Angel. 965, 768.5, hard, medium. I think they overall think that Succession is like between easy and medium. It's because of I think, her class kit, her skill kit. You may think that, hey, what are you doing? You just pew, 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 pew. No, it's not pew, pew, pew or something. There are tons of things that you have to consider. It's just pew, pew, pew. I mean, protecting yourself, your protections, your sustain, your all other things. It just mostly, difficulty mostly means APM, but also there are like different things that you have to consider. So let's check what Ayu said. Well, the thing with the Succession Ranger is that it is not the worst, but it is not a top grinder either. While Succession Ranger can successfully grind the endgame areas, you are generally better off playing a different class because you simply do not pull close to the same trash as the better PvE class. So in the long run, you will make significantly less money playing Suck Ranger than, let's say, either of the Witch specs. The Witch specs, okay. Early and mid game areas you perform well, but it falls off quite a bit at harder spots. For Awakening Ranger has the potential to generate a good amount of damage in areas that do not require large area effect, AoE, or top tier movement between packs. However, it should be noted that to fully unlock the potential of Awakening Ranger, you will need to have, like, in comparison most of other classes, extremely high action per minute APM, which can become very tiring for your hands and may eventually lead to repetitive strain injury. I don't know, what is this? Carpal tunnel? So let's check what Leto said. Although the Succession Ranger excels in early game with accurate spam at places like a polyforest, Succession Ranger is below average in high level grind spots because of lack of AoE and on highest hitting PvE skills. Additionally, she faces challenges at spots with a long pack-to-pack distance due to her limited mobility. Wait, how is Succession Ranger mobility? As I know that Ranger is the fastest running class in the game, base run speed. But do they have like instant burst movement? I don't know. Let me do it like that. Oh, wait, Chad. Weird movement, would I say? As I know, there is no like consistent thing like in all other classes. I have all the pages, so no need to just watch my own video. Now I remember I am the fucking owner. Wait, huh? There's a Tuesday in? Hold up. PvE tier lists. As a ranger, she can run fast without weapon, but poor as... okay. Okay. Thank you. So we can do this. So you guys can also see your own comments in the right side of the screen. Okay. So everything seems good right now, isn't it? Good morning to Argentina. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? Bienvenidos. Mi habla español poquito. No más. Okay. Let's read what Rylok said. Succession Ranger is effective for early game PvE where the AoE abilities can carry the specialization. However, it tends to become average or slightly below average in endgame grind zones because of the tanky nature of the mobs and the difficulty in the utilizing bag attacks compared to the Awakening Ranger. On the other hand, Awakening Ranger is relatively average to slightly below average in early game grind spot due to the lack of AoE and abilities. Nevertheless, Awakening Ranger becomes slightly better than average in endgame grind spots due to the ability to easily utilize back attacks and having access to short cooldown timer. Hola, hola. Yes. Let's check what Angel's said. Angel is mostly playing Awakening. Don't choose Succession Ranger for PvE. You will regret it. She is only effective in early to mid game. Awakening is enjoyable and engaging to the grind with it. She has high DPS, although not the highest. She requires high APM to perform well, and at a certain point, she can be very effective. In those situations, you can usually achieve 90-95% of the efficiency compared to the top PvE classes. However, in other situations, she might leave you disappointed and annoyed due to lack of movement and AoE. So 8.5, the exactly what Angel said. You're not top grinder, you still have disadvantages. If you didn't have disadvantages, and if only the thing that is DPS, you would get like maybe 9, but 8.5 is okay. And it is hard or very hard to play. Eska. Okay, he's a Berserker. There is no extra explanation about Berserker, but let me share what I think. Rocket is amazing Berserker. Rocket from Russia server, Jake from South America. Yofam, we all know that Yofam is a homie. Let's check what Yofam said. Awakening Berserker has a huge learning curve just for PvE, PvP on it with very high APM. Okay, so for the current situation, Succession is 10 out of 10 for early game. No doubt. If there is anyone saying that is not, go play League of Legends. Mid game, 8 out of 10. End game, 7.5. It's because, like what I said in the beginning of the stream, when we started evaluating, you have to consider at all end game spots. Not only small AoE, not only every one of them. Tungrat Reigns, do you think that class is good at Tungrat Reigns? No. Crypt? No, you prefer Awakening. Like, when you consider all endgame spots, it's the average, 7.5. Or you can maybe make it 8, I don't know. But it is not a good class right now for overall endgame spots. Is the guy offering you average results with very easy gameplay? Yes, it is. If you are looking for average results and very easy class, this is your class. But do not expect much. Okay? Alexander Osmanov, welcome. Where are you from? Because I can understand your English. I'm from Turkey. Turkey. Mi Turco, amigo. As it should. Yeah. Of course. For Awakening, I was shocked and I double checked and I asked them twice and I watched while Yofam grinding at crypt. And also he's not speaking very well in English. Kasap Osman is like he's playing like Berserker like over 5 years, maybe 4 years. He's not top PvP player, but he's playing the class. I just let him to watch Yofam's crypt grind. Guys, you should watch while Yofam grinding at crypt. And also you should check his gear. 305 AP, he's using Capotia belt or something. There is nothing special for PvE in his gear. He is PvP oriented classmaster. But it doesn't show that he do not know how to do PvE. Dude, he's just doing his best. Dude, 305 AP, not PvE oriented gear. The crypt is melting. Literally, it's melting. You guys should check it. Just call him Steve. Just call him homie. Welcome, guys. For endgame, 9 out of 10. I mean, I reduced it because Rocket gave 9.5, as I remember, for endgame. Yofam gave 10. Steve gave 10. I can't remember what Jake gave. And I reduced it to 9 because he's not offering you S plus in every sport. And maybe it's offering for Steve for 10. And I just talk with Rocket and Jake and I'm just reducing it to 9. And it is Yofam, I mean, he gave 10. That's the situation of Berserker. I mean, Awakening Berserker for the... I can't remember that Awakening Berserker is not offering you in the game like a bad something. In before Awakening Berserker was bad about PvE, but Awakening Berserker always like in above average or like in strong stance stage of the PvP, always. 1v1, siege node. So if you are looking something to do, invest a class. If you guys have no problem to play with this big guy, Awakening Berserker is definitely worth the invest. That's my opinion. It will take time, maybe a few months to understand all movements and etc. Definitely worth to invest time. Berserker Succession is 10 in all. Okay, you can think like that, my friend. I will not argue with you. Okay, Tamer, the most drama problem, the most drama class in the game. So, before we start with the Tamer, first we have to understand what is going on in Tamer's mind. Same situation like Sorceress, but this is even heavier. So, all Tamer players, we don't have much Tamer players, they still think that they're living in 2019, 20 or something. If you guys check for last year, not only last 4 or 5 years, for the last 1 year, like 12 months, Tamer got maybe 10 times rework, buffs or something, different patches related with Tamer. So my friends Sneaky and Kana, they both agree what is going on in Tamer and they started to test the class. And Sneaky, with his gear like 40 AP less than me. Overall, while he grinding 40-50 AP less than me, which is pretty big for endgame stage. And he's getting better trash loot than me in every spot. I'm pushing myself, for example, at Crypt. I'm pushing myself. I'm getting Caroline, I mean, Kama Sylvia, NPC buff, everything. I'm getting 20,000 barely. He just he didn't have like enough experience for Crypt. He just went to Crypt. In second hour, he got 21,000. Second hour. And he gonna learn sport. He gonna just optimize his add-ons and all other things. And now I think he'll start to get maybe 22,000 at Crypt. So if someone is just saying that Tamer is bad, just ignore the guy. Because I'm talking with the masters here. And they are showing me the results. They are sharing their grind reports in my Discord non-stop. And my friend Sneaky, he's my close friend. He's sharing his, and also he's sharing his. He's shocked when he saw this performance because he also just saying that hey, my class is average, but let's test it. And he just started to test. Dude, sometimes you know what he's saying. Sneaky, what he's saying? He's getting 22k right now at Tungrat Ruins with his 50 AP lower than my gear, by the way. He's saying that sometimes I'm just bottlenecked by my own class. It's because of the cooldowns. I need lower cooldown. If they give me lower cooldowns, my DPS is amazing. I can get 25k maybe in Tungrat. He's saying that. It's not me. It's the fucking classmaster. Succession early game, 7.5. Succession mid game, 9. Succession mid game is high because Succession is good DPS and also good pull skill. It's making the class very good. End game, 8.5, 10 is pretty good. Maybe even higher. I don't know. Maybe even lower. But if you guys check here, hard to play. It takes time to reach like Sneaky kind of level of gameplay. So do not expect like, hey, I want to play Tamer. I love anime. and I love this little girl and I want to play with this class, it will take time to reach these level of points. Of course, you will not be able to do that because she's definitely not easy class. I mean, positioning and all other things is very important. Bro, suck Tamer is OP at first. I realized that in history, I never got DPS that much with Tuala Gear insane. Okay, let's check what Sneaky said. It is not a beginner-friendly class if you are not familiar with it. The low AoE skills make her quite ineffective. Thank you, welcome. Despite how fast and with low cooldowns they are, it is hard to determine. Thank you so much for your Prime. Sokol, welcome. Thank you so much for Prime. Welcome, guys. Let's check what they're saying. With low cooldowns they are, it is hard to determine if she is easy or difficult to play, as I've been using her continuously for 7 years. Yes, definitely, he always played this class. However, the combination of low AoE, low cooldown skills, and a short animation requires high APM in both stances. She's she's a class only for those who know how to play and want to grind decently with the class they like. Yeah, Tamer is a class that you only need to play if you like it. It's not a class like, like a pickup class. I pick that, I choose that, I will play, and I will outperform everything. No way. You have to like the class, you have to accept advantages and disadvantages, and you have to find the solutions for the disadvantages. For example, AoE. For example, Sneaky was doing like tests at Tungrat Ruins. In the first test, what he said, he was getting like 16,000 or something. And he was saying that this is impossible, dude. How can I just make it like we have like around same AoE? You are doing like better than me with Drakania. I'm just doing everything what you said do or something. And after that, like after 10 hours, 20 hours, he started to discover new mechanics, new ways to improve his thing. Then now he's getting better than me with his lower gear than me. That's the situation of Tamer. It requires a real deep time with the analysis. Not only that's why he's saying that not a beginner-friendly class. A beginner cannot find the most efficient way in this class. That's the problem. Okay, what's kind of Succession is pretty effective in PvE, while Awakening is beneficial but extremely challenging. Yeah. Let's go. I don't want to talk about Tamer anymore. Because Tamer, the players of Tamer, they're giving me cancer. Not everyone, but most of them. They still think that they live in 2019 and they should stop watch. They should stop the watch, like, I really like true Tamer players that they do not just look at the game like this. They look the game like this. They're not checking what is going on this part of the class, this part of the class. They are still playing the game with their 309 AP, 330 DP, and they think that Tamer is dead. Legit, every Tamer I've interacted with has said their class sucks. Thanks for your guide and all classmaster as well. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about Musa and what they said. Cartels. Musa Awakening Musa's PvE is easy to learn and yields good results throughout the early mid-game. However, in the end game, Awakening Musa requires high APM and may not perform as well as other PvE classes. Nevertheless, You can still achieve decent results in any grind area with this class. Ultimately, I always advise players to choose a class that they enjoy grinding with. If you are content with your results, that is what truly matters. Best of luck. Thank you, Cartels. So let's check what Miamigo Krim said. His thoughts overall: both specs have good damage and easy, consistent mobility, making the class better than average for PvE. For Awakening, specific thoughts: easy to play and jump into, with a solid AoE on skills and manageable cooldowns. However, it lacks sustainable high DPS uptime and fall off in scaling as the game progresses. It offers a good amount of versatility and skill expressions. For Succession, this spec has higher APM but it rewarded with more damage than Awakening. It lacks AoE but has good scaling with more gear. The passive Serene Mind, the blue buff, always allows a consistent use of the skills, giving it high sustainable DPS. It has okay skill expression and versatility. Both specs are strongest in the different areas grind spots due to these inherent attributes. So, for example, Succession is slightly better than its Awakening. It's because it offers you better DPS. In endgame spots, mostly you do not need that much big AoE. So I think in this part, people think like, how is Awakening Musa getting 7 or something? It's because same reason what we talk in the early part of the evaluation. You have to consider every endgame spot and then decide your class is good or bad. Overall, Awakening Musa is not performing very good at endgame. It's like average. Average result with easy gameplay. Acceptable. For me, I would love to see 8, 8.5. I like Musa. For Succession, 8.8 out of 10. It's hard, and with hard gameplay, 8 out of 10 for endgame. It's for me, again, average. If your class is hard, it takes time to learn, it's high APM, and if you are not getting like good results, okay, it's for me average. Did you see Musa, Grand, and Tundra Ruins in Troll? Not much. Not much. Okay, Maehwa, Akari, Sedlama, Quincy, and Limex. Session 878. Awakening 988.5. Session is easy. Awakening is hard. Awakening is combo dependent class. Let's check what they said. If you want to have an easier time grinding without going too crazy on trash mobs, play Succession Maehwa. Awakening Maehwa requires higher APM but offers bigger rewards. Simple explanation from Amigo Akare. Mi amigo Llama, decent class overall, but the comboing is boring due to long cooldowns. There are not many players, making it difficult to learn from others. However, it still performs decently in the current meta spots for mid-game orcs, 30k yellow, giants 35k. Okay, and we love Kratuga. Yeah, it's 35k. I did my tests. Yeah, it's around 35. And game performance could possibly be an 8 in non-AoE heavy spots. Yeah. Quansi. Succession Maehwa is a relatively easy class to pick up, with many of the PvE skills being spammable and easy on the hands, making it very comfortable for grinding. While you may encounter stamina issue at the pack-to-pack spots, Succession Maehwa excels at single target spots, especially those where you can focus on back attacks, example, Olin, Quintil, Gyphon, and etc., maybe Cyclops. So, she is 8 out of 10 at endgame, the Succession. It's because you're being above average at single target spots. She is not 9 out of 10. It's because there are other AoE required endgame spots. That's the main reason why 8 out of 10. All the evaluations they made by classmasters when they just put some borders from Gyfin to the Tungra Ruins. Check all of them, give the points. Okay, let's go. Awakening Maehwa is a more challenging class, requiring more actions per minute compared to the Ends and Succession counterpart. There is a lack of spammable skills that flow well into each other, so it is important to know your combos and to pay close attention to the add-ons you want to use to optimize your grind. She excels at the pack-to-pack spots and areas where you might need a little bit more AoE to maximize your damage output. Both Succession Maehwa and Awakening Maehwa skills work in similar manner. Skills that lunge you forward for your damage and skill that only throw out where you're looking in front of you. So be mindful of your positioning and maximize your damage. Yeah, thank you. Oh, mi amigos, my old main. Valkyrie, RS, Raiden, Larry, and Military. Uh, okay, Lobo, thank you for your thoughts. Succession, Valkyrie 355. It's because, I mean, it's because of the class design, guys. The class design is just not offering you a good. When you check the skills, they seems like they're gonna hit, but the class design not allowing you to do some good things. Not only damage. I mean, she's not getting low rates. It's not only because of damage. I'm sorry. For Awakening, 6, 8, 7. It's 8. It's because of you have infinite pull skill. That's the only reason. For it's 7, I mean, same situation. Overall, you have to consider all spots, evaluate all spots, and also you have to think like it is hard. You're putting so much effort to learn it, to go for it, and you're getting average results. So 7 is showing you like it's average. As I said before, 7 is average. 6, 7 is barely average. Okay? Awakening Valkyrie offers high APM grinding with moderate results. Her limited AoE size only makes the class somewhat viable in single target spots such as Gaifin, Quintil, and etc. It's not. He's not saying strong. Look, attention. Viable in single target spots. That's 7 out of 10. If she just be like that much good, like in single target spots, they would just give like 8, 8.5. Then you would just say okay. But being viable for some spots, it's make the class 7 out of 10. In comparison, Succession has Lobo, my friend. I would love to see you're saying so many things, and you're saying that you're playing Awakening Maegu. May you please record some videos and upload on YouTube? We would love to see them. We would love to see that. What is your very strong definition? Thank you. In comparison, Succession has a good AoE size skills, but they lack damage, as well as having a little no base accuracy and terrible movement, essentially rendering Succession useless for early and mid game grinding. Yeah, it's fucking true. It's true. Overall, it's unfortunately a really bad choice for PvE in both Awakening and Succession. It is better to switch to Meta class. Oh my god, it is so, I mean, aggressive and Giga Chad thing in here. Valkyrie Awakening, 6 out of 10 early. Joke, lul. I would love to hear why you think that Valkyrie Awakening is very good at an early game. Why? Raiden grinding on this class is a decent at mid to higher end game spot, but the APM can get pretty high. Not quite Awakening now, but definitely up there. It's just simple. Military. Suck Valkyrie lacks the movement to the excel and one-shot top spots. Her DPS is underwhelming for mid and end game situation, which is why I ranked her 4-5 overall. Okay. Awakening Valkyrie has the Awakening Valkyrie has the movement to perform well in the one-shot spots. Mid and endgame performance becomes decent with a proper skill rotation. Gaifin and Tungrats are really good because the monster's mechanics allow her to shine. Okay. By the way, guys, you may still think that she has Volt Train. They nerfed Volt Train. That's why she's 6 out of 10. You cannot infinitely move with your Volt Train. It is dead. You consume so much stamina, and you cannot do that consistently. If you do consistently Volt Train, your stamina will be consumed like in 6-7 seconds or something. You're gonna lose all stamina. That's why she's 6 out of 10. Thank you, Sony Day. Okay. Wizard, Huntler and Kosini. I don't think we have enough experience to question Huntler and Kosini. I've seen that they're laughing. Hey, you put Huntler? Ha ha ha. Fuck you, stupid. It is fucking Huntler. Okay? He's playing the class from beginning of the game at the end of the game. Never left. Even with the very bad times. So, respect. Okay? I'm talking to you. Succession, 8.5 early game. It's because double teleport thing. And mid game, 8 out of 10. I don't know. I never experienced mid game. End game, 8 out of 10. Yes. He's not a like witch end game, but he's definitely good after buffs. Not offering you bests, but good. Hard. It is hard because positioning and making decision situational. That's why hard, as I understand. We will read all the things. Awakening, 6, 8, 9, very easy. It's 9 out of 10. It's like same level of Awakening Witch. It's slightly more aggressive than Witch, but less defensive. But Awakening Witch is offering you more front guard, less being aggressive. Let's check what Hunter said. With the new PvE reworks, both versions of the wizard saw significant buffs. Succession, which had previously been a very weak PvE class, has now been brought up to more average level. It still requires a considerable amount of the effort and attractive gameplay, but now when using it, you don't feel like you are just wasting your time. Finally, it is important not to confuse the performance of Succession with that of Wizard, as a specific multiple magical arrow tech buff made Succession Witch PvE one of the best in the game. You do not have spammable and specific situational multiple magical arrow on this class, that's the problem. But the Wizard does not have this tech, yeah. On the other hand, Awakening Wizard went from slightly above average to top tier endgame PvE, while still remaining very comfortable and easy to grind with very high protections, a low amount of inputs necessary, and very easy rotations to pick up as a tag. So let's check what Cosini said. Awakening Wiz is very enjoyable class. It's true turret. I don't know what is turret. Turret. Is there any English teacher? What is turret? Turret class with a limited mobility and high damage skills. This makes it less effective at lower level spots where you can one-shot type mobs due to its lack of mobility. However, at the end game where you can stay in one spot and focus on pure DPS, the Wizard truly shines. So if you enjoy being a battle mage type class, it fits that fantasy well. It is also a very comfortable class to grind with. I have never played Succession, so I don't have any input on that. Thank you. Like a machine gun. Ah, okay. Sit and spam. Pew pew pew. Okay, thank you. Turrets. Okay. Okay, here is the goddess of TV right now, overall. Looney, Belly, Misty, Blue Squadron. Okay. Succession. 8, 8.5, 10 out of 10. Hard. Okay. Awakening 6, 8, and 9. So people still thinking that Awakening Witch is performing 10 out of 10. No way. It's because overall Awakening Witch is offering you the overall best performance maybe, but specifically if you know how to play Succession is giving you 10 out of 10. It's because of Succession's DPS is like maybe 10, maybe 20% more than Awakening, but Awakening overall offers you very high amount of DPS compared to other classes with a good AoE and with a good front guard. And also it's very easy. So let's check what Looney Amigo said. Succession, which is currently the top PvE class overall. I strongly believe it deserves its own tier. It has the best clear speed in the most spot, second only to Awakening Nova is in some mid-game areas. However, those are few and far between, and Succession, which requires less APM than Nova. While it lacks sustained AoE for spots like Sakraya and Ors, it compensates with an insane burst for more endgame areas like Dark Secret Street, Tungrad Ruins, Gaifin, although not really in an endgame spots. Lantern Oluns, and most areas in the early game for one-shot spots, you have 3 separate movement spells alongside very quick high damage spells, which helps Succession excels in most pack-to-pack spots unlike Awakening. Looney kill Gaifin with Twala. It was before. My friend, they changed it. No more Twala grind. Awakening, which is very solid as plus tier grinder for every content you can do, lacking a bit of mobility for early game, but unless you're tryharding polys and other irrelevant spots like that, you won't notice it. It is a very solid grinder for Sakraya like spots ranking 3 to 3 in clear speeds. For endgame, it's like 5-10% worse than Succession in most spots. With the places where Awakening is lacking, not top 5-7 specs in my opinion, our Gaifin Underground and Tungrad Ruins are due to how pet flows interact with the spot-specific damage buffs. They don't get it. So this is also another problem that in the game right now is like pet-based damage. Awakening Witch, Awakening Wizard, Sak Nova, Kunoichi, for example. Is there any pet-based damage, guys? Help me, please. Those type of damages right now in the game, they cannot benefit like Gaifin buff, like Tungrad Ruins buff, like City of the Dead buffs. So it is shit. It is really too bad situation. I hope PA finds some kind of solution so classes can perform like their pet damage in those type of spots. This shouldn't be advantage or disadvantage because you're designing that spot for that buff. For example, Tungrad Ruins, you're designing for Tungrad Ruins to deal damage to the mobs thanks to that green buff. But also you are designing this class to deal damage with pet 2. I mean, without pet damage, she's starting to be like bad class. Hopefully PA finds some solution to that. Striker also, yeah. Awakening Musa, yes. The flowers, all the traps, yeah. Let's check what Belly said. Succession, which is the strongest it's ever been and maybe the strongest class at an endgame PvE, assuming you can keep up with the high APM, low accuracy, and weird cooldowns. Awakening remains an easy and comfortable option with a low APM, low cooldowns, high accuracy, and very forgiving combos and survivability. No pet damage is Awakened Drakania level. Might be, yes. I don't know. Misty, our cutie streamer from French community. We have to say hi to all French players. They always support me. They always watch my stream. I mainly play Succession. The class input are easy, but need few out to make it works correctly. It's like a more effort, more gain class. Blue Squadron, Amigo Blue Squadron. Succession, which has always been more challenging than Awakening, but now it is undeniable the strongest class in the high-end PvE. It requires very high APM and it's difficult due to its free-form nature and lack of overall combos. You must understand every skill in the skill kit and how they flow into each other properly in order to make the class functional. Succession, which is not a class you can switch to as a flavor of the month and do well without much thoughts, like Succession Lahn. Awakening is almost the polar opposite. It offers lots of frontal guard protections, has a red orb to aggro mobs, Succession does too, and magical evasion to stay safe, making her the safest PvE class in the game, but it is no longer the most efficient one. Definitely still above an average grinder, but lacks of mobility at low-end spots. Suckwitch has slightly more mobility, is better mobility, making her better at lower-end grind zones than her Awakening counterpart. Okay, amazing explanation from the Witch Prince. Oh. Ninja. Let's check. 9, 9.5. Okay, 7, 8, 8.5. Very hard, very hard. Let's check what they said. If you guys wonder why Succession Ninja got that much high points, you can check Elmer Mole YouTube channel. Type to the YouTube Elmer Mole BDO Ninja or something. You will find this channel. Do not forget to follow him. Shunka also is amazing content creator for Ninja class. Ninja main for over 4 years, I don't know. Let's check what they said. Succession is a strong choice for the early game, thanks to his ability to throw a double shurikens and his speed. Your choice for the mid and end game is entirely up to you. If you enjoy pressing lots of buttons and focusing on combos-oriented sports grinding, you can choose Succession. If you prefer using fever skills and focusing on burst damage, I recommend choosing Awakening. However, it is important to note that Awakening is more complex and challenging to play than a Succession and requires better gear. Many players have asked me if Awakening PvE is inefficient or not. Yes, it used to be, but with the new reworks, when the new buffs have made Awakening PvE more effective, everything is fine. But some may wonder why I rated it lower than Succession. This is because the buffs that Succession received in the last update not only increase its speed but also its power. However, it still has accuracy issues. If you are going to the sports where accuracy is crucial, then you will need maybe 9% evasion debuff feature of Awakening stance. So some people think that Shunko has no idea about Ninja. It's just amazing explanation. Perfect. Perfectly well summarized. Stupid idiots. Let's check what Elmermo said. Only referring to the suck since I don't really play Awakening. Succession is one of the highest APM class in the game and very challenging class to play, even in PvE at a high level with a high skill ceiling. However, it also becomes very rewarding once you get the hang of it, and it is very funny and motivating experience to improve and start getting better and better results. He can deal very high DPS in endgame spots, has decent AoE and no problems in moving around fast to kill groups of squishier targets. He is suffering from a very low accuracy rate, although the only spots where you were actually obligated to have lots of accuracy was crypt, and that has been changed to an easier reachable amount of needed. Okay. Ninja is piano? Yeah. True. Kunoichi, people ask me why you didn't ask Frosty. I asked, by the way. He didn't give me feedback. Maybe he doesn't like the tier listing. I don't know. It is so hard to find Kunoichi players in these days. So hard. I know a few Kunoichis with a hard cap gear, but they are saying that we are not grinding with Kunoichi. It's not worth, and it's just waste of time. We're just grinding with some simple class. So they're also saying that if the class is worth the grind like a ninja, they love their classes, but you're putting so much effort to get like average or below average. That's why they just tag some other class. That's the situation. Buff Succession Nova when? I don't know, Nexus. Succession 7.5, 7, 6 hard, 6.5, 6.5, 5 hard. Let's check what Ukazin said. I don't know, hopefully I read it correct. Ukazin, I think. Succession Kunoichi excels in endgame locations that do not require large AoE abilities. Spots such as Cyclops, Quintil, Gyphon Underground, and Darkseekers are all good points. However, Awakening Kunoichi currently faces a significant issue with the pet damage scaling. All locations with a damage buff mechanics such as Tungrad Ruins, Elvia buff, and Kalfen Elvia, for example, a Gyphon Underground, she's severely limited to the effectiveness of her core damage skills, Pin Wheel Fury. Other pet skills she possessed include Snivcut and Delighted Blast. In my opinion, she is most enjoyable class to play, but if you are seeking efficiency or aiming for higher threshold numbers, I would advise against choosing. Okay. So again, I have to remind for the viewers. For example, it says 6. It doesn't show that you are doing Cyclops and Quintil like average threshold. you are good. Okay? That's the main reason we consider every spot in the game. When you consider every sports, endgame sports, she's just being below average. You are just getting like, for example, hardcap Kunoichi gets like 32k at Gaifin, but it doesn't show that Kunoichi is good endgame grinder. When you check other spots, it's like way below average. It's making 6 out of 10 overall. Sorry. Okay, Dark Knight. Okay, here is the Lua. Lua is also in chat. So overall, it's also shocked people that Dark Knight is like 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. People still think that Dark Knight cannot grind, but no way. It's same like Sorg, it's same like Tamer. It's like an old habit or something. We have to just get rid of all the bad and negative ideas because of the class, and they just buffing classes non-stop. Buff. How is Awakening DK hard? LOL. Lua, he's yours, my friend. Not the worsts. Mi amigo, content creator. If you guys don't know what Not the Worsts, you can just type Not the Worsts in Twitch, YouTube. You can check his channel. Also, Lua is creating DK contents, not sub. Not the Worst creating video-related contents, not only DK. So let's check what they said. Succession and Awakening both have a strong endgame performance. Awakening outperforms Succession slightly, but Succession is still worth playing if it is inherits you. In most scenarios, Awakening is favored in early and mid-game spots. Awakening is not very difficult to play at an average level, but mastering it can be challenging. Succession is a bit more pick up and play friendly due to its requiring less cooldown management. So Lua is saying that Awakening Dark Knight deals ridiculous damage in PvE, but lacks effective filler skills during cooldown downtime. On the other hand, Succession Dark Knight maintains a constant uptime in solid DPS at a cost of reduced AoE and range. So it is 9 out of 10 if you master it. If you play like a Pepega, it is 7 out of 10. That's why you think that DK is hard low. DK is, if you master it, it offers you 9 out of 10. Okay? That's how they evaluate. They're checking the maximum efficiency. I thought Lua paid you good to put DK on lower tier? Me? Huh? Who paid? Okay. Striker. Fake Uni, CPCP, and Devious. 4, 7, 8.5. People, when they saw this 4, 10, it's because of mobility, guys, okay? Suck mobility is not consistent. It's a problem. Mid game 7. Okay, average. End game 8.5. Situational. Not offering you the best. 8, 8.5, 8. Easy, medium. It's medium because you have to give like consistent APM. High APM and consistency is the key. You should just non-stop skill by skill. They might be good, they might be easy overall, but you have to keep it. So keep the stable APM. It's making the class a little bit harder than easy. Not hard, but it's a medium difficulty. That's the reason. Let's read what they said. Awakening Striker is an easy class to pick up, offering solid PvE clear speed at all game levels in the end game. The Striker performs quite well, not exceptional, but very comfortable and easy on the fingers while maintaining a respectable clear speed. It should be noted that some areas are almost impossible to grind for the Striker, such as Tungrad Ruins, due to its inability to exploit the mechanic. Succession Striker is much weaker in lower AP areas due to its lack of AoE, but becomes more comparable towers in the end game, especially in the single target spots. Fake Uni, Awakening Striker is much more new player friendly and is a great for casual gamers in the end game. It has a significant amount of AoE and the combos are quite easy to execute. Succession requires a higher APM and it's much more useful in the later game, in end game, particularly for more concentrated damage and single targets. The damage is more directional and has much smaller AoEs. Devious, both Awaken and Succession are extremely effective for all PvE contents in the moments. They are both very comfortable classes for grinding in general. Okay, let's go. Mystic. Cheers, welcome. Gamlik, Verdict, Kura, Travesty, Clone. Succession is overall very bad class right now. I have nothing to say about it, it's bad. I think it's about not only damage, I think it's overall like having less, I mean, AoE, maybe slow animation, maybe DPS, maybe tons of different things that making the class bad. Maybe they decide, maybe they explained it in here. Awakening 7.5, 8, 9, and easy. Awakening endgame is 9 because they buffed class like tons of buffs that she received for last year. And now she's definitely performing very good and her DPS is amazing. Like, her DPS is like maybe suck which level. I can say that. I'm not joking. It's very strong DPS right now, but you're not being like that much, while you're considering tons of things in the game. It's not out 10 out of 10. It's because maybe some other mechanics that she has. Apparently, the Mystic section rubbed the Mystic Discord the wrong way. I genuinely do not care about Discords. Because in the Discords, they're like some stupid people. They're not even playing the class properly. Some like returning players, some unskillful players. I don't know how to call it. And they're just sharing their thoughts and just misleading people. They're not the guy. Okay. So guys, I will want you something for the current situation. As you know, we are checking the evaluation. And here is the link for stream. It's some kind of rare requests from my viewers. May you please copy paste this? Just copy paste this to your server's world chat. Just do it, please, because people might know. People may want to know the evaluation from the creator, from the owner of the class tier list. You missed Sork summary? You can check the votes if you want. Let's read what they said. I believe Mystic is very powerful when played correctly, especially in the endgame situation. She has high burst damage, good sustain, and numerous ways to maneuver behind the enemies for easy back attacks. The only drawback is a small AoE in her abilities. I think that's the reason that she's not 10 out of 10 or 9.5. I think AoE is the main reason she's performing 9 out of 10. With the upcoming buffs and an Awakening Mystic's shard system, I anticipate her become one of the top 3 in terms of clear speed in the game. So she is meaning that DPS. She requires the ability to manage shards in the way that involves using 3 shard skills on the cooldown. If the potential change reduces the maximum damage for 3 shards to 2 shards without adjusting the damage at all, I am excited to see how quickly she will be able to clear. Some of her best spots include Gaipin, Crypts, and Darkseekers. Let's check Mi Amigo Gambling. Awakening Mystic is top choice for PvE, surpassing Succession at any stage of the game and any grind spot. It is very beginner friendly and easy to master. You have the option to be casual grinder using mostly Tidal Burst to achieve average threshold, or put it more effort and effectively manage your shards and achieve S+ results. This versatility is what makes Awakening Mystic stands out. Efficiency leads good results for those who are willing to put in work. She has impressive DPS and consistent damage output. Even with E buff, Z buff, and Shai buffs, if you guys know that when you have E buff, Z buff, and Shai buff, your class like every class turns into, and cooldown is making a big issue in most of the classes. But however, despite her large AoEs on consumption skills, she falls short compared to Guardian or Witch in terms of expert. Yeah, everyone is saying that DPS is amazing, one of the best in the game, but AoE is just pushing you back. Let's check what Amigo Klum said. Awakening Mystic is currently a DPS powerhouse. Oh my god, dude. Everyone is starting the sentence is like Awakening Mystic is DPS goddess. In the game, I believe she has the potential to be S+ in situation where AoE and mobility are less important. Unfortunately, these two weaknesses hinder her performance in early and mid-game stage, where she also cannot fully utilize her DPS. Understanding short spended cooldowns, learning the AoE sizes of important skills, and staying vigilant with the back attacks through positioning and movement skills will greatly reward you. Awakening Mystic has relatively simple mechanics, but there is deep into her kit that time and practice will reveal. Mystic has been my one true love in BDO, and I hope that some of you will learn to love her as much as I have over years. Thank you so much for all Mystic prints. They explained very well. Okay, here is the Lahn. Succession 8.5, mid-game 9.5, end-game 9.5, very easy. We all, I think, okay with that. Awakening 8, 8.5, 7.5. Awakening 8.5, it's because probably they think that the infinite pull skill making this class S tier. I mean, Chiliers yesterday said that the graphic of the Awakening performance is going like this. If this is 8, this should be 7.5, this should be 7 or something. But in mid-game stage, the most important thing having consistent pull skill. If your class has a consistent pull skill, you're directly being S tier in mid-game. Awakening Valkyrie, for example. Directly S tier, no matter what. Directly 8 out of 10, 8.5. The consistent pull, aggro skill making everything different. I mean, for example, Awakening Sage, it's 9. Valkyrie is 8.5 or something. Maegu is, for me, 10, but they decided to make it 9.5. It's because Awakening Nova. That's the reason. You can say it's 8, you can say it's 9, but amazing mid-game grinder Awakening, it's because of pull skill, aggro skill. Let's check what they said. Succession Lahn is extremely overpowered and broken. She is very protected, very easy to play, and very strong. Her Awakening is not bad as it's more healing abilities, but it does slightly less damage and has a smaller AoE. Let's check in my Amigos Chilier set. Succession skills feel great to use and are visually pleasing. The mobility is excellent, making it a great choice for those who want to play efficiently and get into it easily. It is very effective overall once you learn everything. For Awakening, skills look and feel very good. The gameplay is quick and bursty, requiring the use of the lots of skills. It is ideal for those who want to play a little bit more technically and put a bit more effort into it. Efficiency-wise, it is not that good in the end game, but if you can cap out of the nerdy game places, it is what you play it. It's pretty good. For Limex, I've been playing Lahn since she was released, and I would like to share my thoughts about the class. Thank you. Succession. Lahn is a very easy class, very comfortable for your fingers with a good damage and decent AoE in most skills. You can consider Lahn as one of the best classes for PvE in the game if you are looking for a lazy grind. However, for early game, I can consider Lahn Succession is good because she's very static and her stamina consumption is her limitation. For mid game, that's the reason why 8.5 not 10. For mid-game spots like Elvia and Serendia that require more attacking than movements, such as Orcs, Lahn is a class that is literally born to grind those spots. Oh my god, look at this sentence. Lahn is a class that is literally born to grind those spots, mid-game spots. For endgame spots, she is a very solid class, but is very overrated since a PA focused on the buffing other classes and ends up min-maxing more. In some spots, the AoE is her limitation, like in Thornwood, for example, but she is still very good. In spots where mobs have massive damage, like Deki and Ashfors, she will have a bad time. That since the class has below average HP sustain and is full SA. The class has no frontal guards, only the first 2 hits of Simdilium skill. Simdilium, I think. I can't remember. For Awakening Lahn is possibly a class that changed the most after the overall PvE buffs over the class. Before the buffs, it was a class with a very consistent DPS. An Awakening PvE rotation consisted of throwing the entire kit to only deal damage with a SRMB, the Despair skill, in the every loop. But that changed completely. Now it is a class that's capable of grinding in every spot of the game with a pretty good average. Now with more sustain and the frontal guards than Succession. But not everything is a bed of roses. Her AoE, her area of effect, is even more limited than Succession and consumes even more stamina for hit and run spots. And yes, Succession is better in every way than Awakening skills. PA tends to buff Succession two more times, and every time they buffed Awakening, but it is a solid class and still very good grinding for Queen Hill. I can pull more number in trolls with Awakening than Succession. Interesting. Cyclops, Olens, and etc. You would play Awakening Lahn because you love her, not because you want to pull more numbers than other classes. We checked Valkyrie. Symbidium, Master Limits, yeah. Okay, another interesting for people, not for me, that they didn't know that Soul Archer is not that much good in PvE, but he is. He is really good. Weaker than a few classes, but stronger than most in PvE. Requires some APM and class experience to maximize its potential. Feels very satisfying when you become accustomed to the class and start moving around in a unique way. It's hard and very hard class. 9.5 in early game, amazing. Mid game, amazing. You guys should watch Zach skip while he's grinding. And 8.5, it was like 9.5 at the last PvE tier lists. And now it is just staying behind on some meta classes. But definitely very good if you know. If you know the class, definitely very good. Okay, Succession. The most tragic way. Low rating compared to others in the early game, and I couldn't answer because I've been in the end game for a long time. Probably your friends still living in like Volk train section, my friend. They still think that Valkyrie can consistently grind in fast speed or brain dead grind. No, you cannot do Volk train thing. Because it is freestyle class and everyone thinks that an archer is not that good. Probably they do not want to invest time on these type of classes in the game. For example, we talked about Awakening Berserker is amazing right now for PvE, for PvP. Archer for PvE, PvP. They're amazing, isn't it? But they require also time, experience. Not only class experience, game experience too. So people don't want to invest their time to learn those type of deep classes. They're looking for Guardian. In PvE, he's good. A main archer, but in AOS needs some changes. AOS? Okay. Okay, Chupacabra, mi amigo, Votaro, and Azminek. I definitely have huge damage increase on high-end PvE spots after being archer for 2-3 months. So it takes time to learn the class, isn't it? You're saying that, okay. Shai is even so Shai is just like, you can argue about that Shai is good or bad overall. For the first one, I had way less damage, yeah. So the thing is, Shai is helping people to make their grinds like top tier for some spots to roll, all and etc. And also Shai is performing good at some endgame spots. It's because of the class mechanics and spot mechanics. But overall, if you think that Shai has amazing single target DPS, isn't it? It's amazing. The buffs, the debuffs, and all other things. But you also need AoE. But when we talk about AoE, your efficiency is getting lower, and getting lower. That's why it's 8 out of 10 at endgame. Some people think that Shai is 5 out of 10. They are thinking that she's underperforming at some spots, but also some other people think that Hey, Shai is best at Cyclops, performing amazing at Gyfin, performing amazing at Troll or something. So when you make an average, it's making Shai is like barely S tier grinder because she's also helping the people in party spots. Yeah, that's the reason, Dicey. You're right. In Pilafre is okay. Okay, let's check what Chupa said. In my opinion, Shai is one of the easiest class in the game. You don't need a long time and a training to master the class. She is also one of the most comfortable class in terms of APM. With the new add-ons and the Artina Soul updates, she can be used again in solo high-end spots where she lacks damage recently. She is also the highest priority class for the party spots. Among the Black Shrine bosses, she is the best class along with the Witch. Despite these advantages, she suffers a lot in early and mid game due to her mobility capabilities. However, it is possible to reach high gear by spending your time at the upper Gyfin. In the middle, in the mid game, she performs well in the end game spots such as Olin's, Normal and Bekia, Gyfin Under Queens, Cyclops. If you guys check all of them like single target spots, and performs moderately in the newest slots such as Darkseekers. Yeah, that's what we say. Shai the most passes class in the game and hurts group composition at the party spots. The buffs should be reworked. What do you mean? I mean, I don't understand. A mandatory in party contents, PvE or PvP. It's good that we have a class that buffing the friends. I really like the grind with Shai. It gives me like the sometimes you need your friend to improve your capacity, and it's good. It's another way to just buff and support type of. We need more support class in the game. I would love to see like debuff class, like a warlock type. I would love to see that. Let's check what Votoris said. She's a must in any group. Yeah, to improve performance. Yeah. Shai is to go-to class for those who are looking for a support role. She excels in group content, both PvE and PvP. Her buffs play a crucial role in endgame content, with other players considering her almost essential. Otherwise, you risk hindering your group's progress. The challenge with this class is not in the early game, where you can easily defeat mobs, but rather in the mid game, where many players may struggle with Shai. Most mid-game areas are designed for solo play, so you will need to grind in those spots until you have enough cheer to take Olun golems, and etc. In endgame group content, Shai truly shines and becomes most soft afterclass for group activities in the game. However, it is important to note that if you want to participate in PvP group content, you will need to create a completely different stat tier focused on defense. Let's check what Asminak said. These scores are based on the comparison to other available classes. In my opinion, Shai is quite average in terms of grinding efficiency and difficulty. There are some grind spots where Shai performed exceptionally well, like Cyclops, Olun, Gyfin, etc., but normal, Quint, and etc. use some grind spots when Shai does not perform well. Tungra Greens, Elvia Giants, Elvia Orcs, AoE that we talked about. Shai is pretty average in most grind spots, so you can play Shai with a low APM and do okay, or play with high APM and make her more efficient. The class is mandatory. She should be optional, but the buffs need to be reworked so that the class is not mandatory. It hurts class. Okay. It's another way to approach the game. Yeah. Okay, Guardian. Guardian. Amigo Alba. If you guys don't know who is Alba, you can check on YouTube. Guardian is a highly versatile class, and both specs are highly recommended for any deck yet spots due to large AoE and ease of use. Succession is also effective in mid-game spots such as Orc, Giants, and Gyfin. I mean, he considered Gyfin mid-game. Okay. She can be very good at Tungra Ruins if you have the appropriate gear. However, I wouldn't recommend the classes for spots like Darkseeker, Citrine, and Cyclops, although she is fine at Olin's Valley. Succession 5, 9, 9.5. Medium difficulty. It's because of mobility, I think. when you need mobility, you do not have a good frontal mobility. You have to do some cancels. I think that's why he put medium. I don't know. Awakening 3, 7, 8.5, very easy. So guys, we have to understand this part. Awakening Guardian is 8.5, and this is the Tonewood Dekia, and I don't know, is there any good part? Tonewood Dekia is the only reason he's getting 8.5. When you need DPS, consistent DPS, when you need some other things, Awakening is... Tonewood is because she's performing easiest and the overall best thresh load she's offering you. Alba is getting almost 25,000 at Tonewood, which is the top tier. That's the reason. That's the only reason. Because it's just pushing the class for endgame that much up. Because she's getting the best results on few spots. Overall, it's making the 8.5 or 8. But if you just take Tonewood, 6 out of 10. Literally. Luska, how are you? We do not respect Guardian. Go to the next one. Okay. Yeah, Shuko, that's the problem. For example, you're saying that you're not having a double depo or something, so your total AP lowered compared to the other hard cap players. So you're saying that my thresh load is just getting lower and lower. It's because of that. So as I said, your DPS is not enough for your for the spots that you need DPS. That's the problem. So you're having, like, for example, you're doing your combo. Let's say that you have like 6 skills in your combo. You use it. You come back and you just use the first 2 skills in your combo and the pack is died, for example. And you go to the other spots and your first 2 skills in cooldown. It shows that the total first 2 skills DPS should add it overall your combo skills. Then your class will be 9 out of 10. It's because maybe 10 out of 10. It's because of AoE. That's the limitation of Awakening Guardian. That's the DPS problem of Awakening Guardian. If you cannot kill the mobs with your main DPS skills, it is putting insanely big bottleneck of the class. I still enjoy it. It's because it's low APM and chill mommy. Guardian mommy is, look at that. Look at this shape. Look at this. Look at this leg. Okay. Okay, no need to be weird though. Chat. For Hashashin. Mad Marv, Inaros, and Barry, thank you so much. They helped. Succession, 3 out of 10. It's because of mobility, probably. You do not have, you have burst mobility, but you do not have consistent mobility. That's why they gave 3. Mid game 6, okay. End game 8.5, and it is hard to play. It's assassin class. Awakening 6, 7, 7.5. It is hard. So people still thinking, hey, how can you say it's 8.5? It's because in end game spots, this man on the screen and his tornadoes is extremely good for DPS at end game spots. For example, just imagine Olens, Veki Olens, Turo, what was the name? All Dekia spots. They are in the middle of the. You're just putting your tornado and it hit everything. Dekia, for example, Ash Forest. The tornado is amazing, but on the other hand, we have to remember that tornado is a pet damage. It's not coming from your own character. So that tornado also cannot benefit that the green buff at Tungrad Ruins or City of the Dead or maybe Gaifen. That is making the problem. People always, hey, it's like, I know Succession, Hashashin is doing insane treasure. At some spots, maybe, but at some spots also opposite. It's because of your main DPS. It's come from most of your DPS comes from your tornado. What if your tornado is not capable to do DPS? You understand? People think everything why they evaluate their characters in the game, but you are not. What seems to be the upper limit for lower Gaifen is pull like 32, 34 with a starting Despair Guardian Awakening. I heard about 38k or something. That's true regardless of. Yeah, people pushing 39,000 at Gaifen. I'm sorry, but that's what is the current situation of the game. It's not only Looney, by the way. 38k. I saw 38k DK. Lua is in the chat. I saw 38.5k Succession Ninja. It's all about DPS. Gaifen is purely DPS check spot. Pure DPS check. How? I mean, if you have like purely good DPS and good AoE, you are making insane amount of trash. Soak rank 1 for real? Yes. We talk and I explain why Sorceress is high level. Right now, Awakening Sorceress especially. You can watch videos. Let's check what Madmar said. Hashashin is a strong position. Hashashin is in a strong position, but still has some significant flaws. His succession could use more relevant filler and slight buff to improve his burst movement. The succession combo is not really loopable. Tornado can deal a significant amount of damage, but they suffer from mechanics buffs not being applied to them. I mean, that's what we're talking about. His Awakening has a good movement and damage, but a lack of effective pulling and has too few AoE skills, small AoE. The combo can now be looped. For Inaros, let's say, I wouldn't recommend Hashashin to anyone who cares about performance. It is difficult and not very rewarding. However, playing as a Hashashin is fun. I would recommend people to try it out. As an assassin class, Hashashin is very appealing, and despite being hard to play, he becomes really good once you have learned how to use it. Hashashin has the ability to change playstyle and the roles during the fight like no others. That's what makes Hashashin good and fun. Other classes may perform better and with less effort, but sometimes it is not about using what is best rather than what is more fun. Amazing. We need that. We definitely need that. Let's check what Barry said. A powerful high damage class with a quick bursts of speed. This is for Succession. In the early and mid game, the class is as efficient as others, but is still enjoyable due to the complexity and depth of the PvE kit. In the end game, Succession is extremely potent with a large AoE. So much, Sky. Thank you so much. Welcome. Constant and very high damage. However, there are few issues preventing Succession from being S+ in PvE. Tornadoes do not benefit from PvE AP buff mechanics, so at the places like Tungrad Ruins, it cannot compete with the other classes because they effectively do half of their damage. Additionally, Succession Hashashin with very high gear score will start to experience the early and mid-game issues of the Tornadoes being on cooldown. What is the cooldown of Tornado, Chad? They reach out the next pack. This is a very noticeable in Dark Secret Retreat. 20 seconds? Really? Thank you so much, Sky. Thank you. Is it really 20 seconds? You're not kidding, isn't it? So much KPZ and Elite for your primes, guys. Welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome, guys. It was for a long time. Really, I didn't know that. Is it 20 seconds is a big problem, by the way. For example, let's say that you're grinding a Dark Secret Retreat. You can, with a hard cap Gear player, you can clear Dark Secret Retreat like in every cycle, like 10 to 12 seconds, let's say that. So What am I gonna do for the other pack? It's big. It's a big problem. Quenya, they're gonna nerf Nova for sure. I don't know. We will see. I don't think so. They might even buff more because they do not care our opinions. Sky, we are not talking that thing right now. Thank you. Thanks for the tier list and theory crafting behind. Welcome. Let's check. For Awakening, extremely easy to get into with a very high skill ceiling. This spec seems to cover most of Succession Hashashin weakness like long range movements, early game and mid game damage, and etc. Its only drawback is that it lacks some of the accuracy that Succession has, so it will feel as if it does slightly less damage. Overall, it offers big damage, big AoE, relatively low cooldowns, and great healing. It is an accuracy and slight damage buff away from being S+ tier. Wow. So if they fix the chronic problems of the class, so they're saying that Awake Hush is just gonna be insane. Nice. With that said, most people who roll Hashashin do not roll away. It's a very addictive class with a ton of flexibility. Would recommend. Prime Owl's Breath required 50. Oh my god, 20 seconds. It's very big bottleneck, by the way. Okay. Here is the Clown Fiesta. This page is definitely Clown Fiesta. Not the Classmasters, by the way. The page itself is a Clown Fiesta. Kosauno, welcome. Okay. We all know that Succession has very big problems about PvE. 562. I don't even want to talk about it. TA should do something urgent about this class. Complete rework or something. I don't think like even if you just make her damage double in every skill, I don't think her issues in the PvE will be solved. So hopefully PA will find the main resource first, they rework it, and they will add damage if needed. Not hard to play, said by an AI. Yeah, Pebble is AI, by the way, guys. Did you guys ever hear Pebble's sound? No one here, isn't it? No one ever here. So we decided that Pebble is AI. It's like some kind of some part of ChatGPT, and he's pushing with the limits. Also, isn't a Succession novel really nice in Dekia tournament? Really nice? What is really nice? Show me. If you're saying that really nice, it should. I mean, she should be able to do like over 22,000 consistently. If you're saying that, is there any resource that Succession Nova can do 22,000 at Dekia tournament? It's same thing like the people. I mean, there was a video with a Succession. I was in Succession Drakania. The guy used like maybe you guys remember the old times of the Tonewood. You were normally the top tier classes, they were using like 16, 17,000, maybe 18,000, 16 to 18,000 agris on the spot. And they were getting like 20 to 23,000 or something. Do you guys remember? Not wait. Yeah, 22k or something. Do you guys remember that times? And there was a player like fully hard cap, fully buffed, and the Korean guy used 28,000 agris, almost double the normal agris, and he got 21k or something in the video. And because of that video, people think that Succession Drakania is S+ tier grinder. And they do not want to use their brain. How much agris he used? What the fuck is his gear score? He's fully hard cap, full AP focus, and he's using more than like 60-70% more agris than normal, and still can't even reach the normal, like the best class. And because of that, because of these people, they spread the word that these classes are amazing. Same like Succession Nova. Succession Nova is good at Tonewood. No fucking way, dude. No. We have to understand the deeply something. If you don't know, I'm always saying that do not spread some words or some gossips in some Twitch chats or somewhere in YouTube comments or something, because when you are not like certain, when you're not certain what you said, it's gonna affect some people, someone's, and it's gonna create some kind of gossip. I mean, Succession Drakania is one of the shittiest classes in the game for grind. What are you talking about? There are tons of chronic problems in the game. Not even good for Tonewood too. I mean, I tried at Tonewood. I got like 20,000 or something barely with my heart capture. And is it making the class good? Did fucking 309 classes, they're making 22,000. What are you talking about? We have to just wake up. What is going on? What I'm talking about? It's all about ignorance. I know everything. Yeah. I'm sorry, but so no doubt that Awakening is 10 out of 10, very hard. So by the way, for me, I mean, maybe Nova players can accept that. The learning Awakening Nova is not hard. If you guys go into Awakening Nova, the skills, all other things, they're generally okay. They're okay, like normal class. Why Awakening Nova is hard? Very high APM, high attention required. You have to always keep your this buff, Axel buff. Without Axel buff, your character is not rewarding that much. So you have to keep it always. And that part is hard. That part is just push people to go away, don't play me part in the class. Okay, let's check what Pavel said. Awakening Nova, not hard to play at an optimal level. He's saying that optimal level. Slightly challenging to learn due to her unique playstyle compared to other classes. Has a very high skill ceiling, excels in various aspects of the game. She possessed good AoE, excellent mobility, abundant super armor, impressive DPS, and gains 20 DR for free from her passive. Lacks significant frontal guards, lacks HP sustain, and lacks accuracy. Highly enjoyable to play. This is for you, yes. If it would be 10 out of 10, 50% would play Awakening Nova. Maybe more than 50%. Let's check what Gameroo said. Succession. While Awakening dominates every aspect of the game, and if it doesn't in a certain areas, it's still a very good option. Succession Nova is quite the opposite. It is a completely overlooked class, never seeing the light, and every time she starts to improve, another wave of general buffs comes in and leaves her in misery again. Succession Nova has the lowest total AP in the game, as well as the worst accuracy. The class completely lacks of buff and debuffs like AP, accuracy, or evasion. Moreover, a significant portion of its damage comes from summons. Summons with a base accuracy of 0%. Really? I didn't know that. This makes the special damage modifiers not as valuable with the most classes. To add insult to injury, the class also suffers from the cooldown bottleneck. Literally, the class doesn't work in some high-end spots like Tundra Dreams, and in any other spots, if you're lucky, you will make only 40 or 50% less trash load than other classes. It's so oh my god. It's truly sad that such a flashy and fun class is so forgotten. Yeah, forgotten princess of Calpheon. Pavel not here? Pavel AI, guys. I'm saying, did you guys see Pavel in any Twitch chat? Pavel is AI. Okay, it's so dumb to judge class with just 3 players that most people don't even know, especially if it comes high APM class 95%, wouldn't enjoy farm efficiency, but judging on just number threshold is dumb. Okay, amigo. Thank you for your thoughts. Let's check what Sterga said. Sterga is main Sac Nova, by the way. Succession Nova exclusions from all changes for PvE and PvP has had a significant negative impact on her. She was already considered one of the worst choices in general, and this has only further diminished her performance. She is unable to benefit from additional damage for her summons, taught special attack multipliers, and zone buffs from the items such as LV Abethman, Tungrad Ruin, City of the Dead, and Underground Gaifen. Overall, DPS is lacking compared to classes that are even slower than her. Currently, she is only effective for two things: Black Shrine and irritating other players in 1v1. Oh my god. We judge them on booba size. Don't you see, guys, the Succession Nova is flat? Look at this. But Awakening Nova, look at that. It's a booba. It's a goddess of booba, but this is flat. On average, when grinding with her for 3 hours, you're already 1-2 billion silver behind other classes, depending on the zone. Guys, just think that situation. Stop what you say. Just think this. On average, when grinding with her for 3 hours, you are already 1-2 billion silver behind than other classes, depending on the zone. You're grinding with this idea in your mind. You know that you already just started the bad, and you're gonna get bad results, and you will be behind 1-2 billion after 3 hours. Other classes are achieving a 40 to 120% difference in a threshold. Look at the difference. This significantly prolongs progressions with her, and the grind in the game is already very time consuming. She requires a reduction of 2 seconds in the cooldowns for all common skills, and a substantial increase in the damage for her filler skills such as WRMB, WC. Her 5-second crit chance buff needs to be changed to back up with 10-second, similar to other class buffs. Her main combo needs a significant increase specifically for PvE. Her HP on the hit skills needs to be increased from 30 to 50 to 80-100 like other classes, as these abilities have a low total hit count, making her sustain comparatively poor. She is enjoyable to play with some of the most skilled ability cancels of the all classes, and she links and flows perfectly. However, the underlying mechanics behind her great design are lacking, which is quite disappointing. So, maybe PA, maybe GMs or CMs watching this, please listen these guys, listen these people, all classmasters, what they're saying. If you check Strega says, Strega is not directly pointing the give me damage. Strega is not saying that. Fix my class to make her viable in PvE. Like in all other bad class in Classmaster said. Fix my class, then give me how much damage that I need. First, you have to fix it. You guys will see that, and maybe in near, PA gonna buff Nova, and in my opinion, it will be like 7% to 30% chance. 70% chance PA gonna just give only damage to Succession Nova. You guys gonna see that, because that's the only way they think that they can fix the classes. Give damage, okay, it's buff. Problem is not damage, and the priority is not damage. In most bad classes, if you check below average classes, priority shouldn't be the damage. Hopefully they will understand what Classmaster said, what I'm saying right now. They will buff Awakening, you mean? Yes. Yes, you're right. 120% is 200 mostly. It might be, yeah. PA forgot. Some of my viewers just remind me that in the lore, in the story of BDO, in the story of Calpheon, Succession Nova or Nova is a forgotten princess of Calpheon. Did you guys understand why they forgot Succession Nova? Forgotten princess of Calpheon. So PA is definitely holding this lore story. Let's go. Succession Sage, 6 out of 10. It's because of mobility. That you can say that, hey, it's moving like it's not. The mobility is so clunky. You have good AoE, but it slows you down. That's why it's 6-7 for early game, like A tier. For mid game, Succession. If you guys never watched Grim, just watch Grim while he's grinding at Serendi Elvia. Dude, oh my, that performance is, what the heck is going on? Level performance. Literally, he's just destroying Serendi Elvia. That big AoE and insane amount of consistent damage. And they even buffed the class right now, even more. It's good. Succession, it's 8. It was 7.5, and Grim just said me like, it is 8. Grim said me it is 8. And Grim is just pushed me to the make it 8. You guys can ask why he just gave a little bit more number, because I think he tried after buffs and he saw that buffs affected very well. I don't know. Maybe you guys remember that on this Wednesday or last Wednesday, they buffed Succession Sage to like 5 to 10% on like 6-7 different skills. Yeah, that low reason I can understand half, but she's not forgotten. She was hidden by. Okay, Awakening. This is the one of the most part that I shocked. I shocked on this part. The top 3 maybe. I double checked, triple checked that. Are you guys sure about endgame is 9 on this class? They all said yes, it is. Then I said, if you guys okay with that, I will share it. And they said it's okay. I'm very surprised that 9 out of 10 at Awakening endgame, and I'm very happy. I really like Sage's gameplay, and 9 out of 10 is pretty good. Yeah, for mid game, you have fucking that lightning chain thing. Dude, that lightning chain is like, I'm every time saying that. Grinding at Cycria, for example, that lightning chain is like a cheat program. You just instant cast that, instant lightning chain. You have 20 DP debuff on the skill, and 20 DP comes from the add-on. Imagine that you're pulling the mob with a minus 40 DP, and you just one shot. Bam, go next. Bam, go next. Bam. It's amazing skill. I really like that lightning chain, the light chain thing. So let's read what Drakane said. Please note that the tier ratings I provided are based on the comprehensive comparisons across all classes, informed by the video analysis, loot data, and discussions with the players on Discord and Inven, not just between Succession and Awakening Sage. Sage is truly godlike now, epic. I'm really happy. Every class should be like that. I mean, in early game, his performing is just slow. Maybe it's because of stamina issue. But overall, mid-game, end-game, neither. I would love to see every class performing like that. Literally every class. Early game, Awakening Sage, traditionally hindered by the stamina issue, was outpaced by Succession. However, recent updates and new skills have mitigated these problems, allowing Awakening to perform well, though this still slightly behind Succession. Excluding Berserker, Succession Sage excels one of the top potion and map grinders. Okay, it's good. I don't think Sage Awakening is 9, maybe 8.5 maximum in endgame, I mean. Okay. Succession Sage truly excels at this stage in locations like Kratuga, Histria, Starzend, and certain LVS Serendia spots where monsters are quickly defeated. His expensive AoE and precise rift chain movements are significant advantages. His AoE, while less damaging, gain a substantial boost from LVA weapon buff. Awakening, now under par due to the recent class enhancements, updates, surpass Succession at more resilient mid-game areas such as Giants, Nagas, and Rotom. For endgame stage, Succession stage performance is notable lower compared to many class and significantly outshone by Awakening Sage, except at Tungrad Ruins. Succession's effectiveness hinges on his points, E-buff, and BSR uptime for competitive damage, as a recent buff to other classes have left his main DPS skills relatively unchanged, while Awakening and other have grown stronger. Awakening Sage has emerged as a powerhouse in endgame locations following the buffs. He can reach over 24k at Dekia Thornwood and really? Wow! And significantly outperforms Succession at Crypts, Darkseekers, and all Dekia spots, with the exception of Cyclops. However, it is worth noting that Awakening still doesn't quite match the strength of other meta classes like Wizards, what does that mean? Wizards, Nova Guardian, and etc. Let's check what Grim said. Simple to master, offers high damage output, yet its PvE capabilities are significantly limited by mobility and stamina. Especially Succession is definitely a newbie-friendly class. Thank you. Okay, here is the Corsair. Zeshia, Hiki, Laifonda, Lechi Kasan, and Zieg. Thank you to all cult member. We are a hidden cult, guys, in Corsair Discord. They always be so nice, always so polite and logical. And Corsair Discord are amazing. If you guys don't know, just go there and say hi to people. Succession 766, a medium difficulty, 777 hard. So in this part, I talked with, I think, Zieg. Zieg is kinda very high gear score player, maybe hard cap, I can't remember. And he was just giving the same example. He's generally watching my stream, I think. He's saying that it is same problem. I mean, you're just playing the class in kinda hard class, hard to master. There's some significant problems that pushing you back while you're grinding. And when you just push your class maximum potential, you're barely doing average results. That's why it's like 7 out of 10. If they focus on the chronic problems in the class, maybe class will become a very good class. I don't know. Let's check what they said. Corsair may not be a top tier class like Witch and Nova Awakening and etc., but she certainly holds her own. In my opinion, she's barely average at grinding, barely average. Okay. But it is extremely enjoyable to play. For me, she the most entertaining class in the game. He's talking about Awakening. Overall, I highly recommend giving her a try. She is a super fun and unique class. 100% agree. She needs some love. Yeah. What Zeke said. Okay. This is so important, guys. Corsair is pretty and fun. Come and swim with us. I think I will reroll right now. Okay. What about Amigo Chicken said? The Succession Corsair average at grinding nearly all locations, all zones, effectively, including boss splits. However, a major deterrent for those drawn to this class is that despite whales being its signature skills, they serve primarily as a supplementary damage in PvE. Okay. In many grind spots, the class relies solely on the sword skills for going while summoned due to their sluggishness and low DPS. While she may not exceptional in any one aspect, she possessed a versatile toolkit, sustain solid frontal defenses, and effective PvE frame sequence, effective mana regeneration, and endless combo, rapid burst, damage, and substantial stamina, and among other features. You didn't pay Zeke enough? No, guys. The fact that just it's between you and me, okay? Don't tell anyone. Corsair Discord is paying me. They're paying me that I'm just, if you guys check like last 3 PvE tier lists, they are paying me that I'm just not showing Corsair is like S+. This is the fact. Just don't tell anyone, okay? They're paying me, and this time they paid me a lot. I primarily play with the Awakening Corsair in every content. While she presents a challenging playstyle with a substantial skill ceiling, she can hold herself in PvE with enough knowledge and practice. Although her cooldowns are a bit too long compared to other classes, she's lots of fun. Don't give up, learning Corsair is worth it. She can become pretty tanky in an evasion side with the right gear, and I'd say her drawback would be her damage falling a bit short compared to others due to her skill coming a little bit slower. But this can be managed through more and more practice despite these drawbacks, and the Awakening Corsair offers an enjoyable gaming experience that I can't find on any other class in the game. Thank you so much. Okay, here is the part that people think that I'm just not showing that Drakania is S+ tier grinder. Let's check. Succession 5, 6, and 7. Succession 5 is because of mobility. Mid game is 6. I mean, 6 is not a good point. End game 7 and easy, and 7 is just like an average. It's a barely average. You're just touching average. Okay. Awakening 7.5 for early game. It's because of mobility. But you're gonna have stamina problem after the changes. You know, they added stamina nerf. It was like maybe 9 out of 10, but after the stamina nerf, it is 7.5. Mid game is 7 out of 10. It's like yeah, it's 7 out of 10 with a high effort. End game 7.5, and I will explain why this is 7.5. Because people think that I'm trying to show that Drakania is not a good class in PvE, and I'm always be honest with you. If you think that Drakania is strong in PvE, tag her. There is the best combos in my channel. Everything is open and clear. Tag, try, and decide if she's good or bad. I am, I don't know, maybe you guys, I will show you right now. Wait. I'm doing everything according to the book. Wait, where's my DPS calculator? DPS values. Look at that, chat. Look, I'm doing everything like a nerd on my class because I have to min-max everything to reach average result. All the damage, all the things, the crit rates, percentages, DPS values, damage per frame or something like that. I'm doing it according to the book. And even after all these works, all these deep works, touching barely average with very high effort and a hard capture, this is the cause of 7.5. I have the best combos right now on my YouTube channel. I know you're still thinking that I'm just hiding something. Try it and you decide, not me. Let's read what people said. Succession's damage output is acceptable, yet she could benefit from additional filler skills or reduced cooldowns. Furthermore, the ion mechanic can make her grinding tedious due to its heavy reliance on combos. Awakening State has improved significantly post-PvE rebalance, but it still falls short when compared to other classes, primarily due to lack of AoE abilities rendering her subpar in many of current endgame locations. She offers a very complex playstyle not recommended for those who seeking an easy and efficient grinding experience. True. Macedonians is a mostly suck Drakania player. Excessive action per minute as required. Applying prebuffs and debuffs is tediously slow, and the resulting damage is underwhelming when compared to other classes. If you're set on playing Drakania, I suggest opting for the Awakening playstyle. Otherwise, play meta classes to maximize your silver earnings per hour. I see no viable way to enhance Succession performance in PvE without a complete rework. merely increasing damage output won't address the high APM issue or the other chronic issues, especially not at the end game level. Yolit, welcome. Flowers. Awakened Drakania is smooth, flashy, and fun that makes the time invest to learn and practice it worth the investment. Definitely. I mean, if you invest time, you're gonna love the class. Definitely. I totally agree that. Whenever my friend is just saying, most of my friends, they started to play Drakania because of me. I feel sorry about that. Now they're saying that, dude, I cannot play other classes because she's offering me insane amount of flexibility, insane amount of like taste of gameplay, controlling everything, tons of different variations. I cannot play other classes, but she is not a good class for PvE. They also saying thank you, you showed that class to me, but also they're just being toxic that fuck you. She's not giving me like, after all those learning curve, she's not giving me like a good performance. Barely average. Fuck you. Azulia, welcome. Can you do better on stage higher than one? No. Okay, let's this no-name Quendia, what he said. The Succession Drakania class generally has slow animations. Your skills only become effective with the Ion Charge mechanic. Without Ion, your skills deal almost no damage, which becomes a burden for the character. Additionally, Drakania players question why its reward isn't better than after fulfilling such a prerequisite. Example, Awakening Nova Stars Excel buff. So at this point, people asking that, hey, always I'm repeating that low DPS prerequisite, the initial combo. My initial combo, like applying my debuffs, and meanwhile I'm just charging my Ion thing and to get average DPS. They're asking that, why? What is wrong with this class? And this is one of the wrong part. I'm pushing myself. I'm doing everything every cycle to get it, to make it average. Then remove it. I mean, remove it and make all skills like normal, like so no one care about, hey, do I have enough Ion Charge? Can I finish all my skills with Ion Charge? Just remove it or do something special about PvE or increase the damage, reduce cooldowns or something. So consistency, even if I just push myself to keep Ion always up, so it will be rewarded. On the other hand, Succession filler skills are very weak, and its debuff and self buffs are quietly poor. Finally, the main issue with the primary damage is their high cooldowns, because you're just, as I said, you're preparing yourself to deal damage, you are dealing damage, but your big damage skills like 12 to 15 second cooldown. And what am I going to do to the other spots? What if I need to be like fast class? What if I need that damage again? Where's my other filler skills? Or where's the other skills filler damage? Make them good, make them better. So I don't need to, maybe I will not need to use like the 12-15 second skills, add more skills, add more options to use like Flow of Brimbolt. For example, let me use that Flow of Brimbolt skill after SRMB skill. Why? Let me use it. SRMB and Flow of Brimbolt. Brimbolt and Flow of Brimbolt again. I mean, why are you not letting me to use it? They all should be like 9 to 10 seconds so she can shine with Ion Charge with a prerequisite, the prerequisite thing. This creates an unavoidably bottleneck regardless of how good you play the character. For example, she has good AoE and her DPS is like average. Okay, for Gyfin, I can definitely destroy Gyfin before it's awake. But the problem is, if I won't use my Brimbolt skill, I cannot kill Gyfin before it's awake. If I use Brimbolt, I have to wait 12 seconds for the next pack. So I have Gear to kill. I have a potential to kill the Gyfin like every 9 second cycle. You don't need to be like Geolord to do that. 301 or 305 also can do that. So you have to wait like extra 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, let's wait Brimbolt. Or you have to just slowly run to the other mobs. This is irritating bottleneck. Believe me or not. So this no-name Quenya should be right. TA should listen this guy. The Awakening Drakania class is one of the most unique characters in the game. You have 26 active skills in Awakening skill tree alone. And also you have pre-awakening skills that you need to know. And these skills have approximately more than 80 flows and cancel possibilities. If you don't know, you can watch my video. It took like 3 or 4 months to understand how class works. Because there was no one to show us. For casual players, mastering this class, which contains numerous subtleties and can take months. However, the result of this effort and high APM is at best a performance that is average or below average. Issues such as Hexablood skills having small AoE, poor critical hit rates, and this part is the most annoying part in the class. Hexablood skills has low crit hit rate. Do you know? I mean, most of you guys know, but some of maybe not know. Drakania's passive is crit damage. You know, when you hit your damage with a crit, it boosts your damage. But my skills has low crit. Huh? Who designed it? How logical is that? At least for PvE, where is my PvE crit rate? At least, I mean, while I'm in PvP, you can set it like some PvP damage reduction, maybe. It's okay, but in PvE, where is my PvE damage PvE crit hit rate? So I can understand that sometimes because of low crit rate, I'm dealing maybe 10% less damage. Sometimes I'm dealing like the maximum damage. So it is just making my grinding is unstable. Class is already very hard to learn. It's just like, it's extremely hard to learn. It takes so much time. How is just working or something? Why? Why tons of disadvantages to get some average results? Tons of things you just sacrifice and invest your time, your experience, your life, and to get average results. And now they even nerfed in PvP. She's no more like an easy pickup, do some bam 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 kill, or no. She will not be able to do that anymore. You need to play her, you need to know everything about the class, then you will be able to do some good PvP, maybe. I'm still saying maybe because I didn't test it. What is wrong with this class? Why PA, for example, before I was just saying that, okay, she's busted in PvP, that's the reason they don't want to make her good in PvE, but you just cut her throat. And now it's just like she's not a busted, she's just like a normal class in PvP, advantages and disadvantages, and that's all. Where is my PvE buff? For example, on Sucksage, they just take like 16 AP buff. It was just like extra. We all know that. Plus already has a 20 self AP buff, passive buff, and all other things. I don't even want to talk about it. You took it and you said that, okay, this will make some something interesting situation. Let's give him like 5 to 10% more damage in almost overall skills. So where is the buff on this class? You cut her throat in PvP. She no longer busted. So where is it? I don't know. And Dragon Blood skills having slow animations that results in weak DPS, among others, contribute to this. Moreover, the class has a bottleneck due to its main damage skill, Sundering Roar Dragon Blood. Maybe you guys know that the big snake, big dragon head is just go in front of and is just roaring. Like big AoE damage skill is a frontal skill, front guard. It's like 14-second cooldown, which affects her performance by a lot. So I can say that Without Sundering Roar, Dragon Blood, your DPS is extremely bad. Really too bad. With Sundering Roar, your DPS is average. Is okay. If you take Sundering Roar, your class is just turned into like... But it is 14-second cooldown. 14-second. You cannot go fast without this DPS. I mean, for example, if you're like 301 AP, you're grinding at Gaifen, you have to wait 14 seconds. Imagine that 14 seconds for every cycle minimum. Imagine that bottleneck. Same situation like Succession Hashashin. You understand? I mean, there are some examples like that. I mean, they nerfed this skill, healing in PvP. They nerfed this PvP, and this skill is easily just... people can just... If you know this is front guard, long animation front guard, you can easily punish this skill if someone is using. So my suggestion overall to fix this Dragon Blood issue, increase Dragon Blood skills DPS overall. There's some... I mean, maybe you guys saw it, but let me show it again. Where is that? Drakania advices. I sent a very detailed, very detailed thing to the PA. Here, look at that. This is 8 seconds, 8 pages in total. How you can fix the class. As you can see, overall, there is no like very big changes in Awakening. In Awakening form, just check it. That's what I'm asking. Not damage. I'm not crying that, oh, my class is too bad. I'm expecting some reasonable things. And hopefully PA will find it. And I also created another report like that with 12 pages. I don't know, dude. I literally don't know what to say about it. They're just ignoring some classes in the game heavily, and Drakania is one of them. On the other hand, I was very upset that Drakania was busted. Sage was busted in PvP, and every stream I just said, nerf them, nerf them, nerf them. They're just destroying the game, other people's like gameplay, game pleasure. So if you enjoy playing Drakania, please do not give up, but do not expect too much in terms of performance. It is definitely not worth the time investment for PvE-focused players. Look, some of the stupid people that you're saying that is good investor, PvE-focused, only PvE, if you're only PvE-focused, do not invest time. But if you're looking for overall fun class, deep class, enjoyable class, definitely worth. She is not a class that you should invest time PvE heavily, okay? Not even close. For min-max efficiency, check better PvE meta classes, definitely. So this is the reason why Drakania is 7.5 at Awakening and an endgame. People think that I'm doing like insane amount of trash load at Tungrad Ruins 22,000. It's just once time, and I got like more than 10 mini games, and I have hard capture. If you check my Azulia, my mi amigo Azulia friend, for example, he has like 30, maybe 40 AP less than me. He's like less mini games than me. He is getting like 24,000 at Tungrad Ruins. Just do the math. And the only spot that Drakania can shine because of her mobility, not DPS, is Tungrad Ruins, and she's being average. Imagine that a class is being average, slightly above average, with a hard capture, very high G score, I mean, very high effort. On one spot, for the remaining part of the game, she's like below average, and people think that 7.5 is Quenya hiding the fact. I have tons of guides, I have tons of other shits on my YouTube. If you have big balls, if you have courage, there is a true way to play the class. I explained very well in every combo. Use them, find the answer for yourself. You will not the fucking even close to get my trash numbers. It will take 5 to 6 months. Go ahead. Are we gonna have PvP tier list? Yes, when PA done with the PvP reworks, yes, you're gonna get it. You guys can think whatever you want, but it is 7.5, barely, with a very high effort. Believe it or not. Okay, let's check Woosa. Policy, Gameru, and Hayami. Let's check what Miamiga Kolesi said. Avoiding engaging with an awakening until you are at endgame. Succession is a straightforward, protected, and capable of performing competently across various content in the game, though it doesn't excel at any specific rank spot. 889, 567. Succession remains a robust and viable option throughout the game. It is not lacking in any content type, but currently there are better choices due to the certain classes receiving excessive buffs. Awakening, in contrast to its succession, performs poorly in majority of PvE scenarios. The class is notably slow, suffers from delayed damage output, and faces a significant limitation, lacking the necessary damage to offset its sluggishness. In essence, the class punishes you for skillful play or high quality gear, as your damage largely relies on the skill with an extended cooldown. Awakening has yet to receive any buffs, marking it has another that is a gradually from the release there is no on the reworks or something there is no significant buff on Awakening Woosa, but she needs a significant buff, definitely, especially the pet damage basis. They should change it. And there are. Make Woosa great again? No, Succession is pretty good right now. Succession is pretty good. Awakening is 567 is easy. I mean, yeah. Let's check what Hayam said. Succession Musa has remained a top tier PvE class for quite some time. Despite receiving a nerf to her class and other classes being buffed, she continues to perform exceptionally well in comparison. Both of Wusa's specialization boost impressive accuracy rates. Succession has an evasion debuff, while Awakening boosts her accuracy with the flowers. Succession also feels more resilient than Awakening, thanks to an additional damage reduction passive and more frontal guards in her skill set. In most scenarios, Succession is the superior choice and is relatively easy to learn. However, some may find her slightly cumbersome. Awakening, by contrast, offers a more intuitive playstyle, making it even simpler for newcomers. Early game, or overall, Succession excels due to the faster execution of the skills compared to Awakening's more prolonged abilities. Although Awakening's flowers, which are a significant source of her damage, are essentially not viable for early game, I would still prefer using Pro-Awakening Kit over any Awakening skill in early game. Imagine that you're playing Awakening, but you're still using Pro-Awakening Kit. That's why she's 5 out of 10. Succession continues to outperform Awakening, not much because of the larger area effect, but due to the slow casting and detonation time of the flowers, which remains somewhat impractical, preventing full utilization of Awakening's skill kit. For endgame, Awakening begins to unleash her full potential, matching Succession in areas where the time to kill exceeds 6 seconds, making her complete skill set viable. Nonetheless, there are still locations where Succession is more effective, offering more consistent damage over extended periods, while Awakening delivers higher burst damage with her flowers. People may think that overall 7 out of 10 seems a little bit low for Awakening. It doesn't show that Awakening is just performing like as for some spot good. Same like Drakania, for example. It doesn't show that the main part of it. Dude, your main damage comes from your pet, and pet damage is this game for PvE. It is shit for Tungrat Ruins, for Gaifen, for all other spots. You cannot benefit with special spot buffs. That's why it's 7. It's not directly comes from bad damage or something. Delayed damage, and that delayed damage cannot benefit from this the spot buffs. Until PA fixed that pet damage system, I think she will not shine. She will not shine. I mean, literally her other skills like Shift F, Shift LMB, Shift E, all of them, they're low DPS skills. They're like normal skills, but they're low DPS skills. Your main DPS, your huge DPS comes from your flowers, and your flowers delayed, and your flowers pet damage. tell this for Jake Berserker. I mean, he can watch the stream. Awakening Woosa has high cooldowns on main damage skills too. Yeah, exactly. He was just saying in somewhere. Okay, Maegu, Verdict, Netarax, Class Kill, and Hayami. Succession 8.5 early game. Mid game 9.5. I would give 10, but 9.5 is almost same. It's because of Nova probably. Slightly better. End game 8 out of 10. And easy class Awakening 7.5, 7.5, very hard. And an Awakening, guys, I played Awakening. I tried Awakening just a little bit for PvE. I know how to do PvE in this game. No need to be humble. And her kit, her entire kit is purely designed for PvP. So you cannot expect a class that's designed for PvP performing very good in PvE until they change something. We check Striker. Let me check. On the other hand, people also thinking that why Awakening endgame is 8 out of 10 because people seeing that class Miamigo class is doing 24k Thrasher at Tundra Ruins, and it is only at Tundra Ruins. It is an exceptional situation. It fits the class instantly, like burst movement, a big AoE, good punishment for like a AoE required spots, and it's for only Tundra Ruins. Overall, if you check the remaining part of the end game spots, you guys gonna see that her DPS is not that much good. So overall, it is 8 out of 10. It's not 9 out of 10 because of you cannot give like only for one spot 9.5. You can only give like 8, maybe 8.5. That's all. One spot will not show characters' overall potential for endgame. So people have to understand this part. This 8 overall endgame spots, consider every one of them. Some of them is better, some of them is good, but one spot will not consider your character is 10. Thank you so much for following, guys. Welcome. So the issue on an Awakening, as I said, her skill kit is purely PvP focused, and you barely, I mean, with very high effort positioning, you just keep your buffs and all other things, all the prerequisites, you're just getting 7 point, I mean, average results. That's why it's just, I mean, for me, Awakening Maegu is broken PvP class right now, especially 1v1 in open world and etc. But for PvE, I mean, play Succession. She will perform better and way easier. It's not that difficult. Okay. Let's check what the verdict said. Succession is ideal choice for new players, those returning, or anyone in search of an efficient grinder. She is a fail-safe option equipped with all the essential for peak effectiveness. Awakening is a sophisticated class boosting top-tier PvE mobility along with the formidable single-target burst damage. She excels an endgame grinder for those who are ready for invest necessary effort. Her Abyss recent resolution of her accuracy issue, yeah, without that accuracy thing, that on Q skill, she would just like maybe 5 out of 10. Thanks God that she is performing like an around average performance. Thanks God. But still, when you need AoE, she's still bad. She's still bad class. Suck should be medium, not easy. So you're saying that Awakening is hard, Suck is medium. Interesting. Suck Maegu is generally strong, but falls short in this class, Miamigo class, Chief. Suck Maegu is generally strong, but falls short in short-term accuracy buff. Yeah, they have to fix it. And sustain, and somewhat in forward guard. Awakening Maegu is also decent, but could benefit from the increased AoE. With enhanced AoE, she could be on a par with a slightly surplus Succession. Both specializations would be the ideal with minor improvements in aforementioned areas. Amigo Netarax. Maegu excels as versatile combatant adapts at all PvE aspects without a notable weakness. Both Succession and Awakening have their merits. Suck excels in AoE required situation, while Awakening preferably for pure DPS needed. Maegu's peak performance is in the mid game, where Succession truly stands out. In the end game, Suck is elite at Tungra Dreams and slightly below average the elite Dekiaton, slightly below and Dekiaton one, yet remains competitive across the locations. I mean, if you guys ever see that 25,000 Succession Nova, you cannot. Your DPS is not enough to kill them. Did you guys see 25,000 Crypts Succession Nova? You cannot see it because your DPS will not allow to do that. Conversely, Awakening outperforms Succession at endgame areas where DPS trumps AoE, such as Darkseeker's Retreat. Imagine that we are just making it 8 and 7.5. Like a Darkseeker's Retreat, they are generally saying that Awakening slightly better because of DPS and the cooldown repeatable skills. And Dekia Cyclops. However, it falls short in locations demanding AoE as its DPS advantage diminishes when fewer targets are hit compared to its rivals. Let's check what Hayami said. Maegu exhibits reliable accuracy in both specializations. The Succession spec boasts expensive AoE with a moderate damage and a mix of short long range abilities, whereas the Awakening spec features limited AoE with substantial damage and exclusive short range skill. In PvE scenarios, Maegu maintains a solid position, with Succession excelling in areas where Awakening falls short and vice versa. Succession is more user-friendly for beginners due to its less demanding input speed, while Succession involves managing clones. This is primarily a PvP concern. In PvE, the clones are significant damage loss, ranging from 30 to 50 or your potential output. Wait, what? Oh wait, I just skip it. In PvE, clones are negligible. Awakening, on the other hand, presents a steeper initial learning curve, necessitating the understanding of the Spirit Forge mechanic. Neglecting to activate Spirit Forge can result a significant damage loss, exactly, and ranging from 30 to 50% of your potential output. Early game, Succession is preferably leveraging its larger AoE to eliminate more mobs with a single skill. Additionally, its superior stamina regeneration gives it an edge in mobility over Awakening. For mid-game, Succession continues to outperform Awakening, utilizing its long-range abilities to gather mobs, extensive AoE, and simultaneously target up to 10 mobs. Endgame, Awakening begins to surpass Succession with its higher damage potential. However, this advantage does not extend the areas that demands extensive AoE or long-range crowd control, such as Dekia Tonewood, Tungra Ruins, and etc. Okay, as the last part. So this part is a little bit annoying. Hugh just in the explanation part of what Hugh said, I'm sorry, but Hugh just said she needs more changes. But that's true. Definitely. Blonde Bear just said nothing about class. And I shared my initial thoughts about the class. You know, I tested class and tried the class, and I think we all think that she's not a good PvE class right now in the game. So let me explain why they are 5, 5, 7. People think that 7 is too low for endgame because of my Gaifen video. They're still thinking that is a Gaifen threshold is just offering you a good thing. Imagine that with a hardcap gear class, with an elixir rotation and deep sea doing 35,000. And when you go to the other spots, I did Tungra Green stats test and my max was 19.3 or something. And for crypts, I got something 18,000 or something. These are not like 1 hour test or something, maybe overall after 5-6 hours. Let me think. Did I do some tests? I think I didn't overall. When I saw the crypt test and overall damage, you feel like you're dealing damage, but when 1 hour ended, you're just checking that you're treasured. Really? Really, amigo? That's the thing that in class. And let me share my thoughts at the last part of this thing. The Scholar class was introduced to the game not too long ago, but unfortunately we haven't seen any significant balance patches in the past 6-7 weeks. Consequently, players have lost interest in the class and they have a point. The class is designed to be newbie friendly, featuring an Ascension type skill tree. By the way, Ascension is like Awakening and Pre-Awakening, you both like Archer. They are Ascension. And they played in the single form. You do not have different type of forms, weapon forms. There is a consensus among the players that the class seems to have been hastily, rushed and prepared as a demo and added to the game. Everyone that I talk about a scholar, they think same. Class feels like a demo class. There is a noticeable lack of cancel mechanics between skill transitions. I'm not talking about one pre-awakening, one awakening flow. Overall cancel situation. And the skills are incredibly slow. Although it may provide an average feeling in terms of the single target DPS. The class consistently struggles with the DPS issue in the spots due to the slow animation and the absence of the cancel mechanics, rather than the damage numbers on the skill themselves, leading to poor PvE performance. It's disheartening that almost 2 months, it's just discouraging, isn't it? On that almost 2 months have passed without clear steps to improve the class. Did you guys see any significant patch about them? No, they didn't even fix the Z buff. We waited like a week. It was just a shame. I hope there will be a focus on addressing the chronic issues of the class and seeking solution, as continuously increasing multipliers and damage output won't solve the underlying problems. Hopefully, they will not add more damage on the class. They will find the chronic problems, especially the cancels and the flow skills in between every skill. They added something. Did you guys? You guys, all of them played the class. Did you guys find any proper cancel or flow? It feels good that in awakening skills there is no. They always have same DPS and they always have same animation. You're using Shift LMB after Shift F same, after Space Shift F same, after SF Shift F same. Everything is same. There is no specific thing. But BDO is not working like that. This game is yours. But if, on the other hand, if you're not putting that type of thing, every skill they hit like 45, 50,000 damage, which makes the classes like the first release of Awakening Guardian, no one wants it. So put some cancels so people can create some new ideas and new things. Okay, so chat, do you think that should I upload this to YouTube? What do you think? Should I upload this on YouTube? Like it will be like 3 hours video. Okay, I will try my best. Thank you. So if you didn't follow my channel, may you please click that follow. I think I deserve that follow. At least I'm not requesting a subscribe or something. Just click that follow button and it will help me. That's the only thing I expect. A tiny support. Yes, with the timestamps and link the tier lists. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Okay. I think for today I'm done. Tomorrow We will do some casual stream. Today I wanted to share my thoughts and my own analysis about the tier list, how we prepared it, how people think, how classmaster think, and how they decided to give their rates, those rates to the classes. I wanted to explain and I wanted to convey to you, because there are tons of misunderstanding the part, because it's because people not listening the initial part, the first 4 or 5 minutes. And I think this will be like a slightly better that people will understand. For my Drakania, I'm saying it again, there are the combos, there are the perfect and min-maxed crystal builds, combos, lightstones and everything. If anyone thinks that Awakening Drakania is S tier grinder, be my guest. Tag and show me that I am wrong.